Are you hear me? It's Carol.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't hear you.
I hear you loud and
Are you hearing
clear.
me?
Yep, I hear you. Yes, I hear
Are you
you.
hearing me? I can't hear you.
I hear you.
What is going on? Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
I can't hear you now.
I hear you loud and clear, my dear.
Girl, I don't know. Only us. We special.
We are, exactly.
So
And our audience loves us for it, for
I'm
being
telling you.
special.
Special. Yes, girl. What's going on? What's going on? I just every time I'm looking at myself through the camera without my glasses, I'm just so in love with myself, girl.
Oh my gosh, you're so in love with yourself. Oh my goodness gracious. She's so in love with herself, people,
If I'm
and
not
she's
in,
not ashamed to say it.
if I'm not in love with me, you have to be in love with
Who else
yourself.
will be, right?
You know what I'm saying? So what's going on up in New Jersey?
Nothing. It's just cold.
It's raining.
That's all.
It looks like it want to rain down here.
I think we're supposed to get some rain very soon, too.
Okay.
I'm not looking forward to that because we already have enough doom and gloom with our pandemic,
Oh, please.
then to have the rain add to the gloom, it's like, oh no, I'm not ready.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not ready. But you know what? We have to steel our mind and steel ourselves because, listen, do we have a choice in the matter?
We don't have a choice at this point, and we have
We do not.
we have the opportunity again because we woke up. A lot of people didn't wake up, so
Exactly.
we should not complain. Just make the best of it and just do what we got to do.
And keep it moving.
I get to act the
That's
fool
right.
one more day. Like, trust me. You understand?
What?
I get to act the fool one more day.
One more day, like you haven't had enough days of that already, right?
Listen,
Oh my goodness,
there's a
Reese.
purpose. There's a purpose for me to be alive, to act the fool, for people to smile and laugh. Okay?
Oh, that is your purpose, my dear.
But
Live your
we
purpose.
all
That's
should,
right.
yeah, we all should find what our purpose is. What is your
That's
purpose?
right.
What is your purpose?
I know it's not to act the fool.
Hey, yes. So that's where we are at. That's where I'm at. Just give thanks. It's depressing.
Exactly.
When I tell you it's depressing, because I've been like watching the news. I mean, you can't help it. It's just depressing. Like, when is it gonna be over? And people
Yeah,
surviving. How are people surviving? It's like when the
but
employment runs out for people that's on unemployment. I wonder about that. And they're scared to go back to these jobs, right? Because I was watching on the news the other day. There are a lot of warehouse jobs, but people are scared to do these warehouse jobs because of the catching the COVID.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So w- and it's just really, really scary at this point.
Like we talked about last week in our show last week, it was a different topic. It was actually about travel, but a lot of our travel or avid travelers, what they said was, listen, as much as we are concerned, we can't really live in complete fear like that. All we can do, Reese, is to take all the necessary precautions, and go out and do our best, because a lot of us, unfortunately, everybody does not have the opportunity to stay at home and to just work from home. And for those of us who can't do that, you just got to wear your masks, double it up if you have to. All right. Sometimes I do that with my
Yeah,
kid. We're doubling up to make sure we're doing what we wash our hand, we wear the gloves. First of all, I like to wear the gloves. Everybody can do whatever they choose to do, but I like wearing the gloves so that when we go, if we have to go to the supermarket or something like that, we're touching the door handles, we're touching the trays, the supermarket,
right.
trolleys and all that stuff. We are wearing gloves. And then on top of that, if we're and then once we get home, you know, washing, and we bring the hand sanitizer and we're always cleaning. And then as soon as we get through the door, shoes stay out, everything goes, and you're washing hands, So that's the most you can do. Take as much precaution as you can, but you can't just say, oh my gosh, I'm so scared and it's horrible. And because that's part of what's causing the massive depression right now, and everybody is going through some sort of anxiety,
Yeah.
and some more than some. So our job here is to just really try to uplift and enlighten as much as we can, and remind you that just all you can do is take all the precautions that you can.
Well, after our show last week with the travel, I definitely
Yeah.
decided that I'm gonna go home to Jamaica for my brother's birthday. I'm just gonna,
Oh,
yes,
you're
girl,
gonna brave it, right? You're gonna be brave and
I'm gonna brave it.
blaze that trail.
My mom was like, you don't want to come here with no COVID, nothing. I was like, honey, I
She's
would,
like, don't bring
I,
your
no, I,
germs
I
to
said, no,
me.
no problem, honey. I will be quarantining at the resort. Okay.
Oh, so then why are you going?
My brothers, I usually let them come down to where
But
I
if you're gonna be at the resort, but are
I'm
you
not
gonna see that?
quarantine.
I would imagine you're gonna see them at some point after your quarantine is over.
No, I'm not going to quarantine. I don't have to quarantine if I'm negative. You remember if you're negative, if you're positive, you can't go.
Is Yeah,
But
exactly.
but
But remember, we also
where I'm staying is going
right.
to be in it's in Columbus Heights, where it's an Airbnb. I always stay
Mm-hmm.
there. It's like a condo,
Mm-hmm.
so they
Mm-hmm.
will be coming there. Not
Okay.
a resort where
So you're not really quarantining.
no,
You're really just not staying with them, but you're trying to be all fancy about it, right?
exactly.
Okay. I get you. I get you. It's
I
our little secret. Shh. I won't say anything.
that's
They don't know this. They never heard this.
I know that's my usual thing. I'm like, listen, I will go to the bush one night and stay with y'all, but y'all gotta go to the Ocho.
To
I
the bush.
love,
Come on, man. You make people
I
think
love,
that these people live in the
I
bush. Really?
love
Reese?
I know, right? I love to do them bad like that.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I love my Saint,
Although
I love my
I
Saint.
am a country I am a country girl by heart. I'm from the country.
Yeah,
So
we
I
are.
guess you could
We're both.
say it was the
Listen,
bush.
listen, a bush. Listen, when I went to Jamaica last Christmas, I stayed in Saint Mary. I stayed in Highgate for the 2 whole weeks, and my mother could not believe, because normally I come to Highgate, spend a night with them, and then I'm all over the place. But let me
Oh my
tell you
goodness.
something. Where I live, we live on a hill, so the cool breezing of my girl. When I tell you I
Yes.
sleep, when I tell you I was just
Ah,
sleeping, oh my God, it was the best vacation.
that is some experience, just that
You
cool,
don't need an
fresh
AC.
air.
You
And
don't
yeah,
need no AC. No
that's
AC
where
needed.
our house was too. Our house was on a hill, all that overlooking stuff, and just by the water. We had a river there, a nice big river, and it was just so
Where you
amazing. And you
did you?
feel,
I know you come from Castleton, and we used to go to Castleton practically every Sunday. My mom, after we went to church and whatever, we used to go to the um for the picnic area. That I
hmm
remember, and our family used to drive from Highgate to go there, and I remember that.
oh yeah,
I used to
yes,
love going to Castleton Gardens.
yes. I was just gonna say that's where the famous botanical gardens are.
And yeah,
And I was right there. My mom was the head post office postmistress, as they called her. Well, no, she wasn't the head one, but she was the postmistress there. And it was located right in like the middle of the botanical gardens, right by
the
the
police,
gardens.
where the police
So I
station is.
basically lived my childhood there. No, a little bit down from the police station.
So I remember that
Mhm.
with my childhood. We used to go on so much. My mom, when she came back from America, she just swore she was still in America. Picnics on Sundays and all, and I enjoyed it. And that that stays with me until now. We used to
Yeah,
go.
I remember we used to run around, and we used to
It was a
live in the
lovely time.
botanical gardens.
Lovely, man. It was lovely. These kids don't
This
know. These kids don't know what having a childhood is, man. Before this,
Yeah, they're on the device all the time, which kind of robs them. It's
device,
not like they
okay,
don't know what a childhood is, because I don't want to say that, but
no,
it's
compared to
very
ours.
different today. Yeah, because we were out, we were outside, running around, out and about, and frolicking and playing. We used to live in the botanical gardens because we weren't really allowed to like pick the fruits and stuff because it was so exotic, and it was for the tourists who were traveling, and they would come from all over the country in different countries to see it. And we would be in there, sneaking around as kids picking the fruits because we had our favorite fruits, and we would pick stuff and we would stuff our bellies, and
Right.
it
And
was
in the
so
river.
amazing. And that,
And
huh?
then you go in the river.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. That's
Yep.
how we learned to
Yeah.
swim.
Girl, please. If that's the case, I still 50 years old. I still can't swim. You know how long? You know how long my
Oh my
parents
goodness.
swim. The
That's how we learned to swim because, like I said, I'm from the country, and where I'm from, growing up, you better know how to swim, honey,
well, me must be a
because
fake country girl because I know nothing of swimming. Okay.
that's a
Only
shame.
thing I do when I go to the beach, when I do want to go to the beach, is just palaver and pose up. You
Oh
know,
my, oh, so you just be posing like,
I,
look at me, I'm so fly.
I just be posing. Okay. No, I don't even go in. I go in the water and sit in the water and that's it.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
Shame, 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 girl. This is how I learned to swim. And in my community, you better know how to swim because everybody, when it's swim time, that was the exercise, that everybody was looking forward to. On those nice, warm, balmy, breezy days, we would rush to get our chores done, and we would go swimming. And we can hear, because like I said, we were by this big river. So we could hear everybody else, splashing around in the water and jumping, and it was
Right.
it was deep, deep water too. So by the way, and that was the highlight of our days, man. So the thing though is, you better know how to swim, because if you don't know how to swim, you better learn, and learn quick, on your own, because they are throwing you in. They throw you in the deep end, and you better get out.
Carol, my father has been trying to teach. I remember he tried to teach me this. Girl, please. That is, I cannot swim, but I love the beach. I love cruise. I love the whole water thing and everything. But I'm supposed to go try and save somebody. Mm-mm.
Oh my
Nah,
goodness.
it
You
ain't gonna
you
work.
just you look at the water, you enjoy
I love,
watching it, but you
I
don't
love,
really partake in it.
no, no, mm-mm. No, honey, no.
Yeah. For me, I grew up in the water, and one of my girlfriends, actually, she is listening. She's one of our listeners right now, and she's commenting about, how wonderful those days were. And she's actually in Maryland. Shout out to you, Mo. I know you're listening. Mo was like a fish. Oh man, she used to get on my last nerve. So when we would play like catch, we would play tag, we
Right,
could never catch her because she's so fast, and she would just dump in, and she's like, and she's treading water like nothing, and we all taught ourselves, but it was so much fun. I love those days. Times are different now, and it's a different place, and the kids have all the devices now, and they're too cool now
yeah.
to go, learn how to swim in the water and stuff like that. And
Even
they
kids,
need a
I was telling my kids, like, listen, they come and ask me, mommy, what does, like you'd say, what does beach mean? Right? I'm like,
yeah.
I go Google it, right? Because y'all Google everything. And I'm like, do you know that before Google, we had to go to the library and do and look at the encyclopedia? Mommy, what's an encyclopedia? Oh my
Oh,
god. This is way
yeah.
back when it,
Okay, say, well, right now maybe they don't know encyclopedia, but say, okay, try Wikipedia.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh, try Wikipedia. Maybe that they'll recognize.
I bought an encyclopedia set. No, I didn't buy it. My
Uh,
grandmother had one, the old school
oh
one.
yeah.
To me,
Oh yeah, I remember those. We had an encyclopedia, and my dad had it.
my
Yeah.
mom had
Hey,
one.
Dad.
My mom,
Dad's in Florida. I know you listening.
hi
I
dad.
remember your encyclopedia and
Yeah,
all of
I used to
your
sit.
books.
I used to sit and read them. My mom still have them. She brought them. I'm what 50. I went to Jamaica when I was 5 years old, and my mom still have them encyclopedias. Okay,
Wow.
my mom is
I
a
wonder
packer.
what.
She still have a pot that she bought from America when we moved on 1975. My mom Tupperware.
What?
You see Tupperware, the old school Tupperware. My mom still have that
What?
pack rat. That's
Oh my goodness. I thought I was a packer. I thought I was bad, but I'm
no,
not that
no.
bad.
My mom have it. I don't know what she holding it on for. She better not will them to me when she pass, cause I don't want them.
Well, oh, you never know, girl. Maybe they're worth something. Hmm.
Encyclopedias.
Or that
And then
1975 pot.
you see that pot?
You don't know.
You can't. Yo, that pot is is a cast metal iron. Like if
There you go.
somebody get hit
Because they
over
don't
the head,
make that stuff.
if
They don't
somebody
make
get hit
stuff
over
like
the
that
head
of
with that,
that quality anymore.
if somebody get hit with that pot, they gonna lose
You're
consciousness.
dead.
Dead. That is a good burglar alarm. That's a good weapon right there. One lick, boom, you pass out.
It's let's not say it's a weapon. It's a safety
It's a
mechanism. It's a
safety. Yeah,
good
yes.
self-defense mechanism. That heavy cast iron pot
Okay.
from prior to 1975. But who knows? Maybe it is so authentic because back then, stuff was made
You know
differently
what?
from.
I'm gonna ask my mom to take a picture of the pot and send it to you so you can see it.
I'm
It's a
saying,
yeah. Dutch,
who
I'm
was
not
it made by? You never know.
Dutch don't have nothing on this pot. You know,
Yep.
yeah.
You never know. It depends on when it was made, where it was made, by whom, because maybe back then she was just buying stuff and you never know. So many people later on find that their grandparents and older had some really valuable stuff. So check on it before you just toss it out as trash.
All right.
Never know. Never know, girl.
Never
You
know.
might be tossing out some gems.
True, true that. True, true.
Throwing out your gems. Don't do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we used to get rich all of a sudden. That damn pot that you were talking
Yeah.
about. Everybody gonna be looking now. Let me see what I can find over there. You never know.
Yeah. Put it to good use, my dear. Our listeners are saying, put it to good use. Our listeners are commenting saying, you better put that stuff to good use.
Yep, yep. So, so that just rolled into our well topic today, right? It does.
Yes, of course.
So anybody out
That's the whole point.
there, any antique or anything out there, you never know. Might make it
You
some.
never know. So all of you guys who I have a friend also, I will call her, I won't name her, but I'll call her a minimalist. She throws everything out. I'm kind of jealous of her though because it's so simple and nice that I love it because it's that clean, light feel like to her home and stuff that just makes me feel good whenever I go there. Unlike me who like to save everything. My house is clean, but I like to save stuff. So
Right.
I have a lot of tchotchkes and stuff. And she will throw everything out. She comes to my house. She's like, okay, listen, you don't need this anymore. You haven't used this. It's such and such and such. Toss this. Okay,
I
listen, we're
feel,
gonna toss this. I'm like, how are you throwing stuff out of my house?
listen, I
But
feel that if I throw something away, that's when I'm gonna need it. You understand?
that's but see, it's not just the feeling. It always happens to me. As soon as I throw it out, then I need it. It just happened to me
Yeah.
recently. I'm like,
See?
I've had this stuff for years, never used it. So
But
eventually I said, okay, okay, I'll
yeah,
let it go. Okay. And then I let it go. And when I tell you, like the following week, it's like, oh my gosh, what
girl,
am I going to do?
I
I'm going to
have
find this thing
paperwork.
again.
I have pay stubs from like 6 years ago. Like, really? Am I gonna use the pay stubs? Never know. I know. Help people, help me. I'm a hoarder.
Yeah,
That
I
show?
have that problem. We need to do an episode on that, a whole
Yes.
nother episode on that some other time.
Yes.
Hoarding. Okay.
A
I'm
good,
gonna make a note of that
yeah,
because that
for
is
real.
a good topic.
There's a show
Yes.
on the TV. There's a show. Crazy. But yep, that's another topic. We have our guest rolling
Yeah, I'm
in.
kind of addicted to that show.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that another time.
Yep. All right, people. So today's show, I love it. What is it? Actually, it's the end of the year. We're literally having our last show of the year, and we gonna end it with So when you're around Reese, you have to have a little something, something. So it's gonna be interracial relationships today. We gotta end lights, and we want people. If you want to zoom in on this conversation, do that, please.
Yes.
We want.
And I want to jump in and say the Zoom information, everyone, it's on our Instagram page. It is on our Facebook page for Let's Connect. It is on YouTube. An easy place to just click the link is on Facebook and on YouTube. Sometimes Instagram, doesn't allow you to just click and connect. But our Zoom, go to our YouTube page or our Facebook page for Let's Connect, and that's Connect with a K. And you click the link for the Zoom, and you can join us and chat. And, we want to hear from you. Like we always
I'm
tell you,
nosy.
we welcome
I'm
you.
nosy. I want to be in
Yes,
people's business, and I want to
yes, no,
hear. But
Reese.
I'm not prettying it up like Carol. Oh, we want to know. Me want to know. I want to be in your business.
In everybody's business all the
Inquire,
time.
inquiring minds want.
Nosy, nosy. You can
Hello.
call it whatever you want.
Yes,
You
and
can.
who? So as I said, we have our guest today, Miss my girl. I call her my family because she look just like my cousin, DJ Montana. What's up?
Hello.
I can't
What's
see you.
going on?
What we
I'm
want?
hiding.
Hi.
Why you hiding? Your beautiful face.
I'm not prepared. I have my wig braids on.
I tell you, we want to see. All right, whatever. But we have a little thing here. So welcome to Let's Connect. This is your first time. She is actually a DJ on My Turn Radio. Okay, her shows
All
come on
right.
Monday. She comes on at Monday nights, 9 p.m. to 12. So
Monday nights, 9 p.m. to 12, everybody. What's the name of the show?
It is called Sex and Dance Hall.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Monday nights, people, that
sex,
is the name of the show, Sex and Dance Hall. So if you want to check that out, make
and she
sure,
brings
don't
it,
forget Monday nights.
and she brings
Okay.
it. Carol is like, okay then.
All right. Well, so welcome, DJ
Thank you.
Montana.
And then we
And
Thank you.
today,
Najeba, which I don't see Najeba. This is my Najiba, are you gonna let us see you, or you just want to be anonymous? When you decide, let us know. She's my long
Well,
friend.
girl, my head is, I'm working while I'm listening and my head is wrapped up. So I'm going to spare you guys this time. But it's a very interesting conversation that me and my friends argue about all the time. So I will give my input as we go along.
Thank you, my
all
love.
right.
So this is my long friend, time friend from way back in the day, G. But thank you for coming on and
You're welcome.
supporting your crazy friend as usual. So let's get into it. I
Yes.
Can you believe it? Have never dated outside my race. For once, I don't have a story. So,
Oh my goodness. Well, maybe that's a blessing for us today. Woo.
oh my God, this she went there. She went there. That's why I bring. That's why I
Maybe
bring.
that's a blessing for us today, ladies, because we get into the sauce, right? So I want to set this up. Everybody, welcome to you, ladies. And we just want to chat. And our guests call in, like we say, join us on the Zoom. We just gonna chat. That's all it is. It's a fun topic, a light topic we want to talk about today. There is a serious side to it, which we're gonna chat about as well, because we give it to you all here with no judgment, as usually we like to tell you. So, our topic for today, we're talking about interracial relationships, right? And so, we're going to start chatting. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. So we want to chat about interracial relationships and we want to hear the whole thing. So maybe do we want to start with DJ Montana? Reese, how do you want to start?
Montana.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us you said that he was a white Jamaican. He Jamaican, right? Isn't he?
Who are we talking about? Who is the he? Because I haven't been with a man in so long. So if any man's listening, and
Your ex, isn't it? All right, set it
So
up for me.
first, so
Set it up.
first, Montana, what is your race then? Let's start. So, because our listeners, we're not seeing you, so we have to ask so everybody can hear.
I am Hebrew.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody, you heard that. So from what I heard, a little birdie told me that you dating. I'm not sure if it's past tense, present tense, or what. Or maybe you can tell us what's your experience with interracial dating?
I have never dated another Hebrew. So every relationship I've been in has been what you would call interracial.
Ah,
Yes.
See, I didn't look
Reese,
at it.
you're itching.
No, I'm not. I just didn't look at it that way when she says Hebrew. Because when I look
Mm-hmm.
at her as a not normal person, I'd say she's Caucasian. But she broke it down,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which I didn't know that, that she broke it down like that. So for Hebrews, anybody that is not a Hebrew is interracial. That's what you're saying?
So
Correct. Yeah,
let
let
me
y'all
jump
see.
in.
You look
Mm-hmm.
like
Exactly.
Uh,
Let me jump in and define that a little bit and make it a little bit clearer for our listeners here who are checking this out and for what Montana just said. Right. So interracial relationships, right? Let's go into that a little bit. It's really a form of a relationship that involves spouses or two people who belong to different races or racialized ethnicities. So as long as you belong to different races, that's interracial. That's really the nux, the crook about it, right? um yeah, so really that's what it is. So she's Hebrew and she's dating someone of a different race. That's interracial right there, and that's what she said.
okay.
And she's never dated anyone of her race
never.
or ethnicity.
Never. And I've been married twice. So I have a lot of experience with this topic. So ask away.
So um I want to know in the first place, what made you so attracted to a different race or ethnicity? Because I don't have the experience, so I'm just asking right now for everybody who's just curious about it. We know that traditionally it's been very difficult, especially over the years and in the past, and we'll chat about that a little bit more, to have two different races getting married or together because you face a lot of adversities and challenges, etc. So, what made you, first of all, what attracted you to a different race?
I'll tie up my hair
Oh,
so you
there
guys
she
can see.
is. Look at
Hi.
her. Yay. We want to see you. We love that.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Just for you guys, no one else. Wait, are we
Exactly.
streaming live somewhere? Is the world seeing me right now?
No, we're not streaming. We're not streaming live today.
Give
But
thanks.
they will see you. But to be fair,
Oh yeah,
they will see you because
yeah,
Oh god.
on you. You'll be all right. We got
girl, don't worry about it.
All right. So basically, like I said, I'm Hebrew and I grew up in on the east side of Cleveland in a suburb called Euclid to be exact, which contained a sizable African American population. So I grew up around all Black people, pretty much. All my friends were Black.
Okay.
So yeah, that pretty much was my experience. So even though when you look at me, you see somebody that could be called quote unquote white. Uh, if I'm in a room full of Caucasian people, I do not feel comfortable. If I'm in a room full of Black people, I feel comfortable. So
wow.
that's my personal experience. So I'm just, feel naturally more comfortable, and feel like I have more in common with people of color, Black people specifically. And later on, when I got into dance hall, um, the dance hall community, of course, is predominantly Caribbean and Jamaican. So I started to meet men within that community. And I met my first husband at a Beanie Man concert. I know it's like totally cliche, but I met my husband at a Beanie Man concert. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's that.
There you go. So basically, for you, it was like you started off that way because of exposure. It's what you were around. That's how you were raised, you know?
Correct. Correct. And I went out with a Caucasian guy in college for the first time. And I'm not going to say I'm not attracted to people of different races. I mean, everybody is attractive to me depending on their personality. And, as individuals, I'm not particularly physically attracted to one race over another. It's just what I'm comfortable with. So the Caucasian guy now, he was this big, cute country guy. He's like blonde hair, like typical Caucasian dude, like muscle tan, blonde hair, country guy. And I'm looking at him in class. He's looking at me. So we ended up going out on a date. And I remember I was so frightened because I'm like, oh my God, is this guy gonna like kill me and like eat me or something? I swear, man, I was so frightened. And it got very scary because he started driving into the country. And I went to Purdue, which is in West Lafayette, Indiana, which literally is in the middle of the country. So he's like driving into the country. He's telling me about how his great grandfather was in the KKK. And then I'm like really getting scared because they would have
Oh,
killed me.
yeah.
All right, they would have killed me for my race as it is as well. So, I started getting scared, and he actually took me somewhere really nice. He took me to this like old Native American war ground from the Battle of Tippecanoe. I'll never forget that. It was a very thoughtful date he took me on. So I felt bad that I was afraid, but it's just, all about
Wow.
comfort level for me.
Exactly, because you were raised, where were you raised again? I'm sorry, remind me.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. So
Yeah.
you're raised in Cleveland around a whole bunch of Black folks, and this guy is taking you out in the woodlands somewhere. I can see
Yeah.
why you were concerned,
Yes.
and this
Yes.
man, his parents with the KKK or whatever, or grandparents, that would scare
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
I can totally understand that. But I love that you said that, DJ Montana, because that just is a good reminder for everybody that if that's what you're exposed to and you grew up with that understanding
Yep.
of a different race, then you get to understand that, listen, like you were raised, even though you're Caucasian, you're raised around Blacks. So you were raised not to be afraid of Black people, and you're attracted to them. And it would be the same thing vice versa if you're Black and you're raised around whites who are not racially prejudiced, etc. You would not be afraid, or you may end up marrying someone of that race.
Right.
So here is the understanding that if that's how you're raised, so we can't really judge each other, when we see two different people, two different races, because you don't know, and it's good to expose yourself, to be exposed. We have to mix with each other, right? To develop that understanding.
Yeah, we do. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of jaded now in my old age. I don't know if it can truly work. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule, but it's hard. I remember my first husband used to say, "Know me, come live with me." So you can
Yes.
think you know and understand a person and their culture, and then you live with them and realize that there's, a lot. There's like a lifetime of understanding that you have to understand. So in
Yeah.
reality, it can be very difficult. It looks like it's nice on the outside, but in reality, it can be difficult. And then when you add other people and families and
Yep.
strangers and American prejudices into the equation, it can be even more difficult. So it's not an easy
I have
road.
that. I have that in my family where I
Mhm.
have an aunt that's married to a Caucasian, And my
Mm-hmm.
cousins, I have a cousin that's married to a Caucasian. So we have that whole in our family. And
Mm-hmm.
my cousin actually looks just like Montana. I'm telling you. Every time I look at her, I'm looking at my cousin. Welcome, Styles. What's up, Styles? Is she there?
I'm here. I just jumped on the Zoom because I can't hear you guys clearly through My Turn Radio. I
No, no,
don't
no.
know.
We're not on there. We're not on My Turn Radio.
Yeah, I could hear you, but it's low. It's
With on
really
My
low.
Turn. Oh, you mean on my? Did I just say that we're not on My Turn Radio?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was
I'm
like, hold on,
wondering,
now I'm
I'm
really
watching you
confused.
like, really, Reese? We're
I'm,
not on my turn radio.
I swear, there's nothing in this
What is
radio.
in your cup? What are you
In your
drinking?
cup, right?
I've been
Wait a
messaging
minute.
all of you guys.
All right, OMG. All right, let me try and fix that. Let me try and
Yeah,
fix.
just turn up your Zoom link, whatever your Zoom is connected to, turn that up a little bit. But I'm gonna stay on the Zoom to listen in.
All right, there. All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Thanks,
telling
Styles.
us.
Thanks, Styles.
Yeah, turn that volume up, Reese.
All
Yeah, we
right.
want everybody to hear us because we got a lot of people commenting as well. So
Yes.
yeah.
And as I said, if you guys want to join in, come on the Zoom. Let's hear. We want to hear. I love this topic. It's very important. Maybe after
Oh
this.
yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So real
I
quick.
wanted to ask, I'm
Uh,
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go. Go on.
I wanted to ask because Montana, you touched on a very important or some very important issues that I wanted to jump into a little bit more in terms of what are some of the difficulties, right? We know some of the difficulties that interracial couples should or would be facing, because we all live on this planet Earth and we know what happens with white and black um dating or marriages or etc. But what are some of the difficulties that you went through that you can tell us about?
Oh my gosh,
Did you
it's rough.
experience any?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been subject to a couple of things, especially with African American females. I've had two glaring incidents in my memory that I can recall. One happened about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I was leaving the club with my guy at the time. And this girl just starts screaming at him like across the street, like, what are you doing with her? What's wrong with you? And I can't say exactly what she was saying, but it was terrible. Like at first it didn't even hit me like what's she talking about, because I'm like always in my own world. I'm just walking to the car, and then I'm like, hold on, this chick is talking about us, like, really? And then another
Wow.
time and this was in Chicago. I'm in Chicago now. So and then another time was when I lived in Indianapolis, and I was leaving the mall with my then Jamaican boyfriend, and um this girl, another African American girl, starts screaming, sell out, and she's just like screaming at us. So yeah,
Always
those.
wonder. I always wonder why is it that black women have a problem when a black man decides to be with a white girl. I think it's funny. I don't I'm not gonna go to that extent, but I just want to know why. And that's, I mean, we can cover that a little later, but I always wonder why is it that the black women are upset. It's just like
Well,
it's just like a girl that love what they call them what they call them old man. Uh, guys,
Sugar daddy,
women that like older men.
Sugar daddies.
like sugar
Sugar
daddy, or
daddies, right? Sugar daddies,
yeah.
yeah. It's just like a woman like sugar daddy, or a woman like younger guys. The black man like white woman. Like, why is it such a big deal to black? And I'm not saying to dismiss them. I just don't understand why.
You want the
Well,
okay.
answer
sometimes,
now
Well,
or later?
oh
Huh?
yeah.
well, I'm gonna jump in here for Reese and say you do know why. So, because you're
I
going to
was
get a
gonna
lot of
say the
criticism
same
for
thing,
this and a
Carol.
lot of flack
No,
for this. So, just to save you from all of that, from what you
I'm
said, because I
bringing
know
up.
you and I know what you mean, but the
Okay.
listeners don't know what you mean. So, let's clarify. You do know the reason why there's that women, black women would be upset. You know what's going behind that, but that's not the topic for today, really. But what you're trying to say is if they are in love with each other, there's two different races, they should be allowed to be together. And, and we have to respect that. We know the history of it, and we know the history of blacks and the difficulties that black folks, went through. And that's the reason for that. So we've got to acknowledge that right now.
Hmm.
So Reese, you know that. And I'm sorry, one of our guests was speaking. Who was jumping in? Somebody was saying something. Styles,
That
was that you?
Carol, that was me. I was going to ask Reese if she wanted the answer now or later, but I like
Lord, Lord
I
Stars, Lord Stars, you ready for me? You ready for let me put on my big girl
I'm
panties.
like,
No.
let me
no
save
no
her from
no
herself right now, Styles. Let
no
me save
no
her.
Woo!
no. I really like how you answered, Carol. So I'm just remember I said I was just gonna just listen in. So I'm gonna continue.
No, no,
No,
no. Please jump in.
no.
I love the interaction. We love it here. And we always encourage everybody to just
I
jump in
have
and chat.
I have on my big girl panties today. So go on, Stars. Go on.
I was jumping in. So I'm glad that you jumped in. I was like, before Styles jump in, let me jump in and save this girl. I
Yeah.
was like,
No, you covered it. It's historic. It's
yes,
historic.
Hmm.
So just to, basically to answer what Reese said, it's historic. And I'm going to give you just a short version really quick. A lot of Black women feel like it's not enough Black men. So
yes,
that is one of the reasons. But like you said, Carol, we're not going to get deep into the history
right,
of why Black women really don't care for interracial relationships.
right.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
just gonna leave it like that.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. But so for interracial relationships, we know that there are a lot of difficulties, and that was one example that Montana you shared with us, but you said you had two, right?
Real quick.
uh,
Montana, real
mhm.
quick. Montana, when you as a white as a Hebrew, when you hear that flack coming from, us, black women,
Mhm.
how do you feel? Like
Right.
what are your thoughts? How you feel
How
as
did it
a
make you feel, and how
right,
did you react at that
right.
time? Were you upset? Did you yell back? Did you say, hey, did you step to the person? Like,
Or
what was your reaction?
or did you tell him handle that?
The first time I did yell back. The second time I was a little older and wiser, and I did not. Once I found out what was going on, I just got in the car with my man and drove away. Because, I mean, I do understand it. I do understand it. Not just the shortage, but also, the legacy.
Right.
So I can understand it. And I even feel the same way because I've been involved in the culture for so long, especially with Jamaicans. Like when I go to Jamaica and I see like European girls coming to Jamaica, not just to specifically call out Europe, but I see it a lot. And they're just there for some fetish reason because they want a brown baby. They don't know anything
Right.
Mhm.
about Jamaicans. They cannot even understand their man. How are you going to have a man and you don't understand what he's saying? You can't cook his food. You don't understand his culture. You can't speak his language. You can't understand what he's saying, but yet you want him in your bed with you. So, I kind of look side eye at some of them too. So I can understand when somebody looks at me and says, what are you doing? Because they may just, see my exterior and not know who I am as an individual. So I can understand.
Yeah, definitely. And
Jiba, you
those
want
are
to jump
some
in? Is she there?
Where do I begin? Well, like just looking at Minta, she's definitely could be a very nice lady, and I'm glad that she's been around enough to understand that a lot of, um, sometimes when Black women lash out, they're lashing out is a lot of historical, racial, economical hurt behind it, but they don't know how to channel it properly, And I'm just going to touch just briefly on it because I do believe people love who they love. If that's who you love, go for it. But if you're intentionally going with someone, that could be definitely a different topic. Are you going with someone because they're not like you? That's something else, you
Hmm.
know,
Right.
due to
Right.
racism, because a lot of people, I will just give a very quick example. If you look at a lot of these ball players and things of that nature, sometimes when they said, oh, they're married, sometimes I can close my eyes and not even see the picture of the wife, but I can tell you what she looked like. She's not going to look like his mom, his aunt, his sister, so it gets to an issue, it gets a lot deeper, and I know we're not going in there, but it comes to a lot. So that's where a lot of that hurt and resentment may come from. But
Right.
should you allow to love who you love? Sure. But you shouldn't love someone just because they're not who looking like you, because you're assuming that depending on which side, it's a come up or something like that. If it's truly love, go with your heart. But usually in
Yeah.
interracial relationships, Black women usually get the short end of the stick because we're so used to seeing Black men with other races. I think it's normal, becomes normalcy. But then when Black women get with other races, they sort of look down on Black women. But if the Black men that have the homes and the cars and things of that nature either don't want to get married or they don't want to share their wealth with you, and if you're not a lesbian, what do you do? So you have to reach out. That's real talk. If you are not a
Yeah.
lesbian and you do not choose to be, what is it that you do? You're going to have to reach out to those groups that's available to you. You don't choose to be a baby mama for 20 years. You want to be in a home, and you want to live
Live that
become a
life.
wife. Yeah, right. So you may have to reach out. Unfortunately, this is something that's been going on and on, especially. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you may be you know, maybe maybe a hypocrite saying like, "Oh, Black men, they have the option." Not to say that it's nothing wrong with getting women out of their race, but they can get a light-skinned Black woman, dark skin. Black women are the most educated in the country. That's a statistic. So to say that those that have the money always seen, and the statistics show there's a large number that take that money out and go to other races. I don't know if the interracial dating is necessarily just because you love that person. I think a lot of time it's a deeper issue. So
But
that's all I'm gonna say on that.
do you think that the men get more flat than a black woman dating a white man or another?
Absolutely not, because we are so used to it. We are used to it. We're used to seeing the basketball players. We're used to seeing the football players, the actors, the singers. We're used to it. But then as soon as we see a Black woman um, get get a white man, is like, oh, it's talk, it's a topic. It's like something big, because we're so used to having Black women have this allegiance to Black men and not wanting to date outside of the race. Now that these younger women are coming up, they have a newer thinking, and they're like, okay, if I can't get a Black man, I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Chin. My last name may be Lopez. They got to move around. That's it.
Right.
They have to move around. You know.
It's
So it
true.
is. Yeah.
It is true. If it's other for other reasons, then it's totally unfair. But like you said, we're so accustomed to seeing that. If it's for love, then great, go for it. Even if it's not for love, we unfortunately we can't change that because everyone has the right to do whatever. It's legal. And they can do whatever they choose to do. But it is very unfortunate, like you just mentioned. It is very unfortunate. And over the years, we've all come to see it. I've seen it. And me myself, growing up as a black woman, dark skinned black woman, I've often wondered about it myself, like, wait a minute, where's my person? And I'm not getting looked at, so wait a minute, do I have to then go date outside my race sometimes? So it's
sometimes you,
honestly,
sometimes you get frustrated with your own race. You really think that, man, there must be something better than, you know what I'm saying? But
that's another aspect of it too.
yeah, I've
A
been
lot of
there
times,
many.
even within your race,
Yeah, I've
other
been there
black
many,
men, if
many
you're a
times.
strong black woman, you
Yeah.
get stigmatized as well. I got to tell you, Ziba, you know this. There's this stigma of, oh, they call you the B word because you're strong, you're tough, you're outspoken, you don't take no mess. And all of a sudden, you're the angry black woman. So it's like the angry black woman gets left with nobody because you are, determined, outspoken, and you're driven. So, what can you do?
I've read
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's so sad when that term, you're a strong black woman and so, a lot of time when black women are in relationships with other black men, they are saying like, okay, well, what you bringing to the table? When if sometimes if you are not a black woman, you just have to be. You don't have to be anything but just be. You understand what I'm saying? We're not counting the peas in the pot and all of that. So there's a lot of there's a lot of bias, and that was things that we have to work on because it takes away from the love aspect, because the bottom
Right.
line is love. If two people, I don't care if you're black with Hebrew and white, and if two people love each other, why should they be separated? You know what I'm saying? But if it's not for the right reasons, who are we to say what is right reason or wrong reason? But there's a lot of things that play into that we definitely have to examine.
Yeah.
I gather from when I hear um why black men say that they go with white women or other races is because the black woman too what is it? We don't let them get away with stuff. Like if they're coming at 3 o'clock in the morning, where you at? Why you been right? If you with another race,
Hmm.
I guess they just roll over. I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh,
And Reese,
uh
you know that pisses me off. Montana and I were going to do a show based upon that.
yeah.
That really upsets me because, and I want to know how the show that we were talking about doing was to get mainly Caucasian women, some of our Caucasian friends, some of our white friends to come on and speak about that. How do they feel about black men wanting to date them just based on, oh, because they may feel like they're weak or they may
Right.
feel like they'll get away with stuff?
Easy
That's not
Right.
going. Easy
that's not
going.
cool.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
Yeah.
not cool at all. And
It's
it
true.
makes me so angry because there's a lot of strong white sisters out
Yeah.
here that's not taking
Yeah.
that crap.
Yeah.
That's not dealing with that.
Exactly.
You not about
Remember?
to just come in a space and use them all up and use up their good credit, use up their
Yep.
good this and
Yes.
good that. So we haven't
That
Spaz.
is
gotten to that
true.
point
Spaz.
yet,
I don't know if
but
you remember watching Brothers. You remember Brothers with Bill Bellamy and Shamar Moore? And Bill Bellamy was the one that he was all pro white. He would not date no sister and whatever because of the same
oh,
thing.
that was it How to Be a Play? Oh no,
No,
that was Brothers.
brothers. It was
It was
brothers.
Brothers.
And
Right,
Bill
right,
Bellamy,
right.
his character was like he's not gonna be with a black girl because when he comes in, we yap, but with a girl, they were like when you tell him to do something, go make me this. Okay. That you remember?
You know what?
Right.
I
But
I have a
that is
brother
such
like
that
that.
is such a lie. That's such a lie because you have white women that are aggressive, assertive, confident, and then you may have some mild-mannered white women, just like black women. You're going to have aggressive, assertive. So you can't tell me every black white woman that marries or dates a black man that they're going to be submissive. That's not the truth. They have very strong
Oh,
white women. So
yes.
that is definitely a myth
Right.
just to,
Yeah.
that is a way for them to, I feel, this is only my, I think they use that myth, that submission myth, to basically, to, to work, to basically date outside their race because of the self-hate that they've been taught,
Mhm. Mhm.
because their manhood, they feel their manhood's been taken away, politically, economically, and all those ways. So if you get a submissive woman, it's like, okay, but that's not the truth. So
You
that's their way of saying, okay, I'm gonna have, maybe mulatto kids and all that, just to, just to say, okay, I'm not going with the quote saying that I really don't like myself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not to say
Right.
you don't like
Right.
yourself because you're going with outside your race, but that's definitely a myth. It's
but
it's
you
a lie.
know, but you know what? For a while, I thought Tay Diggs. I've never seen him with a black girl, and I'm like, does he like? Even in his TV shows, they
He
pair
is now.
they pair him with a white girl in all his shows. And
Wait a minute. Wasn't he in Waiting to Exhale? Wasn't that
no,
him?
he was in Stella. That's how we knew about him first.
Yes.
But he was
Yeah.
but he
Hmm.
was married to a
So
white
he was with
girl.
a black girl right there. So what are you talking
No,
about?
that
You've
was
never
what.
seen her.
No, I'm saying that his TV
No,
shows.
I'm just messing with
I
you.
don't. You know, what I'm saying for
But
majority
I
of
don't
his.
know. So I don't know. I wouldn't call him out because
No,
I don't really
I'm
know.
not.
He's with a black woman now.
But
And
he
Right.
that
okay.
was a huge deal for him. Like he got so much flack about, which it doesn't matter, who he's with, but he got a lot of slack about it.
Yeah.
And I guess for that reason he turned around and started dating black women back, which to me is crazy.
Listen,
Date
if you
who
like who
you
you like,
love. You date who you love.
exactly.
But I
Exactly.
think my issue with interracial dating does come from my brother. It really does come from, because he all of his kids are with black women, but he really prefers to date white women. And that's because he's trying to use them. Trust me, he be checking you out, Montana, and I'll be like, don't even, she
Oh
wouldn't even.
no.
She would not want to be with you.
No, but they, and I've seriously never liked any of the white women that he's dated. Like this last one he dated for 7 years, and I gave her the worst time. And that was only because I felt like you don't see what this man is doing to you. Like, are you
Mhm.
crazy? You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? It just pissed me off. It made me upset. And I knew that he didn't love her. I knew that and that's what made me mad. And I put it out towards her than towards him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would, I am strongly for black couples. And that's because, like, the reasons that we said earlier,
Mhm.
the history and the this and the that. But if that's who you love for real, and I can feel love between this couple, and like, I have an uncle that's white and my aunt is black, and I love that man to death because he genuinely loves my aunt. You know what I'm saying? No matter what she looked like, she's not the beauty queen. He loves this woman. So I don't have no problems with their interracial relationship. It's the ones where I know that it's not genuine that I have an issue with. You know what I'm saying? Like, the
Right.
dude is dealing with this woman because he gonna end up getting her income tax checks, or
Right. And
she got,
and see,
you know
those
what
are
I'm saying,
some
this bread coming
devious.
in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are some devious ultra. They have different motives for what they're doing, and it has nothing to do with love, like you're saying. And
Right.
that's the sad part right now. I mean, that exists honestly, just let's be honest, it exists whether even within the same races. People do that for financial reasons, for that financial stability, or whatever other reasons, or maybe because of in different cultures, families decide who you're going to marry and all of that stuff. So it happens even within your same race. But since we are talking about interracial right now, if you are doing this for ulterior motives, it is really, really sad that you should be doing that. And those are some of the myths or some of the issues that we're covering today. And we just want to make it clear. If you truly love someone and they're the best person for you and they're your person, then there's nothing anyone else can say about it. That is your person. They were put here for you. Go for it, but just understand society also will have issues with it. But back to the ulterior motives. If you're dating, if you, let's say you're black and you're dating a white person just for the perks, so to speak, you've got some serious issues.
I never thought
And
about
those
it that way.
issues are, yeah, those issues are deep rooted. And I think it was, I don't know, if Zeba, maybe Zeba or Styles just mentioned, you know, it's like it's their insecurities coming out right there, you know, because maybe what they believe in their minds that they cannot be with another black person. I know for years I had thoughts about that, so to speak, because as a black woman myself and a dark skinned black woman, you know, I was always in corporate America, and I was always a career person, and I did career first, this and that, the other. And I worked in an executive capacity for many years. So for me, oh honey, they, when you meet men, they would say, yes, I love that you're strong and you're tough and you're determined and this and that. And then a couple weeks down the road, it's like, can't deal with her. Then they want to drop you by the road, the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh, you two, she's the this and she's the that. Then they start calling you names. And it's like, wait, I thought you said you wanted a tough, strong woman. But now, you know what I'm saying? So it's that
You know,
tightrope sometimes that black women are walking. We you know, that fine line. But you also have aggressive and tough and strong white sisters like Ziva just mentioned. But however, on the other side, a lot of times they don't get stigmatized the way that black women do.
my thing
um
is, I want to ask Montana. Um, the To me, like if I'm in a interracial relationship, that I think that the person, like the Caucasian, have to tiptoe around you to make sure they say the right thing. They not say this
Mhm.
word. It isn't that stressing. Like I'm watching the show named Sisters, right? This black girl, she's with this country guy. It's a Tyler Perry show. The guy said to the girl, something about gal. In Jamaica, we say gal. I did not
Mhm.
know that when a white person say gal to a black person, it is offensive. I did not know that. And the girl got upset. The white guy didn't understand what the hell he said. Because in his mind, he's saying gal, Gal. But in the
Right.
mhm.
Right.
but in for the black girl, she took offense to it. So it's
But
like,
that's a great point.
right? So
I
I
love
see.
that.
I really have to get down more into American history. I'm really not versed on it, like, well, you know, real deep. But I learned that. So to me, it's like, oh my god, you have to tiptoe around the person. Don't say this, or you can't say this in this context, because that person may take it. You know what I'm saying? So Montana, with you, do you find yourself doing that? Like if you're with a black person, that you have to, all right, you're a DJ. You know them songs that come on and we have the N word. You have to make sure you don't say the N word, right? Even though
Right.
maybe
Well,
you're not even thinking, oh, whatever, whatever, but another person might, everything gonna stop. So
you
you
know
know,
what? It's funny you bring
So
that up because that's a word I never say that word. Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I never say that word ever. I mean, I've heard of some interracial couples when they get angry at each other, they start calling each other racial slurs and stuff like that. Like I don't understand that. I don't say that word
Not
jokingly,
cool. Not
or
cool.
even when
Right.
songs come on, I don't feel comfortable singing that word.
Right.
Um, I had my ex-husband though, my second ex-husband, I've been married twice. He wanted me to call him that word in the bedroom. And I had a
Mm.
lot of difficulty with that. It was like a fetish for him.
Ugh.
And that was like, like big red flag for me. Like, what is going on here?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't, I can't do this. Like, what's happening here? So yeah, there's that. But back to the topic previously that you guys were discussing, I traditionally have had a problem with Black men that usually date outside of their race. I find out that, they do have certain issues with either control, or they have a fetish, or they want to use people, or they think that, they can get away with more disrespectful things with white women that they can't with Black women. And I remember distinctly, I had a man that I was seeing, and he was just so fed up with my behavior. He looked at me, he said, "You're just like a Black woman." He was just so angry.
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
Yeah. And he was an attorney, so he was not trying to use me for money, I assure you that. But I guess he was just so used to the ways of Caucasian women that, he didn't expect that from me. So, now honestly, it's a big problem for me. I have, my kids are mixed, and, when I try to date white guys, they always say something like you were saying, Reese. They don't even realize they're being racist, and they say something racist, and it's just really
Yeah.
disheartening. So it's hard. It's
And
hard.
then
It's not.
that's another thing too. The kids. That's a whole other thing when kids are involved too, right?
Mhm.
Because me and Carol was talking the other night. Your kid may look like you, more white than black, and you want,
Mhm.
or more black, take after the father. Let's say takes after the father, dark skin and everything. You're white. You walking down the street. They think that no, how is it? How we said? Oh, the child is dark skinned.
Or let's say the dad is walking down the street with the child whose
Right,
light skin looks like Montana,
right.
right? And people looking at him thinks he's just who knows who they're
Right.
assuming who he is,
A
but they're
nanny
not
or
making the connection
not,
to say that they are related. And that in itself is hurtful, and
yeah,
that's challenging for any families who have children. And I don't know if you're in your family dynamic, Montana, did you guys ever experience any of that?
yeah,
No, I mean, my kids, they're clearly mixed, biracial, whatever you want to call them. Um, so, people can easily assume that anybody who is of darker skin that's standing next to me and my kids is the dad. And I've had anybody assume that literally anybody of darker skin is standing next to me and my kids is the
but
dad.
you have some kids that they take after maybe the father who or the parent that is dark skinned, and you may be looking how you look, and they're looking at two of you like, okay, she could never be the mother. You understand? She could
Yeah.
never be. She must be the stepmother or something like
Or
that,
Yeah.
the
or
nanny?
the nanny. You understand? So for
Yeah.
there, I mean, there's not conflict, but you have issues right there too.
Yeah.
And then the kid grows up, don't know, am I black, am I white, what I, all of that confusion, and because people outside is going to make it a big deal. When you're at home, you're one big happy family. We don't know black
Hmm.
or white, but when you go out on the street, you black, you white, you mix, you this, you that, So that's a whole another you know
Issue with
issue
the
right there.
family dynamic there.
Yeah,
But even in the family, sometimes you have multiple children, and I've seen families like that. One will come out looking like one parent, and the other looks like the other parent, but does not change the fact that they got the same parents,
yep,
you know. But and that presents a challenge in itself because society treats them differently as well. Because the one who's of lighter skinned, sometimes society just assume that they are Caucasian, and then the one that is black, so they are treated differently, and they have more opportunities to,
Hmm.
for improvement and all that, more than the darker skinned one or the one that's classified as black. So you have that as well. But how do we deal with that? That has to come from the home,
mm,
because as the
Yeah.
parents decide that they want to pursue this type of relationship, then you all got to be strong in your bond and know that when you do have children, you have to like envelop them with love like this. So
Mm-hmm.
you're teaching them
Mm-hmm.
all the values. It's about the values that you're embracing in the home and what you're teaching these children from day one so that they can, withstand the pressures from society.
Hmm.
For real.
Yeah, I always wonder when I see Caucasian woman and she has children from a previous marriage and the kids are white, and then she gets with a black man and has kids with him. I wonder how that works because, just seeing it from the outside, I wonder what that dynamic looks like when, especially when they go out and, you see like the woman with the white kid and then she has black kids and then there's
That's that's
man.
surely
Exactly.
that's surely a blended family right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
Yeah.
know,
But you
it
know what?
is.
I once heard someone ask before, is it possible to be in an interracial relationship and still be a racist?
Yes,
Hmm.
that's those fetish people.
Yeah.
That those fetish people. I'm telling you, they just want a black man because they think it looks cool. Or, some actually, we brought this up around the job cure topic. Some black men, they hate white people so much that every time they get with a white woman in their mind, that's getting back at the slave master when they treat a white
I was just gonna ask that. I was just gonna
woman.
say, do you
You're
think
right.
you
You're
have
right,
some?
Montana.
Yeah,
You're right. She's
maybe
right.
you have
She's
some
right.
white men out there that's looking at us as slaves, being with that.
Hmm.
I wonder about that too. If I'm with a white man, is that how he's gonna be looking at me like I'm his slave girl? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like a fetish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
modern day
Yeah.
slavery.
So, so those
He'll
are a
tell you to
whole
drop
bunch.
it.
Huh? Wait, wait, Najeba.
I said, Pat, how you gonna feel if he tell you to drop it? Drop
Yeah.
it, give me 30, Pat. How you gonna feel?
she gonna drop it like it's hot.
And add that little twerk too. Add that little twerk, twerk,
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
But I mean,
Oh my goodness.
but it's reality, you know.
Yeah.
But you have
And how do you combat that though? Because those are some deep rooted serious
but
trust issues right there,
let's say
underlying trust issues.
not let's say this for not all Caucasians think like this. You do,
Well, not all
I believe,
Caucasians are blacks on
but
both
I
sides,
genuinely
you
think
know.
that you really have some genuine interracial couples that fit, that you can tell the chemistry is good and they really love each other and all of that. I really think so. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there are some, to talk about, to go back to Montana's point, there are some, and Zeba's question, there are some that they will still be racist, despite the fact that they are
Right.
with a black person is with a white person or a white person is with a black person. They're still racist. And a lot of times that's just very deep rooted. And sometimes it comes from their family. Let's say a white person is with a black person and everybody in their family
Let me
was
ask this.
racist.
Let me ask this. As a if you're a black woman and you're with a white man, right? And they're into bondage, right? Would you look at it as um offensive doing that, thinking that they're tying you up to be slave thing, or would it be natural? I'm just asking. Yeah, I went there. I just
Wow.
wanna. How would you think about it? Like, you can't
That's
ask
an
me because
interesting
I.
question.
You can't ask me because I'm a super freak. Super freak. But anyways,
Oh Lord, showing your butt on air right now, girl.
listen. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. But you have some people. I want to know if everybody thinks like that. Do you, if you're with a person that's white and they hook you up, do you think of it like, am I his slave or is this what he wants? It's a honest question.
Right.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it is a valid question, but it's also related. I know you're asking it for funny reasons, but
No,
it
not
is a
funny.
valid question. But it goes back also to the point that Montana was making when she also kind of talked about something similar. Is like, what are the underlying reasons, and the term, using certain terms, gal, it's just it's either your fetish or something that you particularly grew up wanting. So what it takes is some honest, and based on some research I was doing on this, there are certain things that you have to do when you're doing this, because people have different cultures, they
Right.
have different fetishes, they have different likes, and it doesn't necessarily mean if they're into bondage or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're tying you up just because you're black, you know. So how do you figure that out? Okay, you've really got to sit down and have an honest conversation with your partner. You've
Right.
got to address those right off the top, right? So what
Right.
do? One, you have to connect with that person through shared interests, right? And these are some of the remedies that they were giving us. You connect with that person through shared interests. So, honey, if you're not into bondage and tying up, then hit the road, because
Yep.
that's not my thing. That's your thing. Bye.
That's the first thing I'm gonna ask. Um, hello, really important.
So, and you respect each other's differences. And if that's not what I'm into and that's what you're into, then you
I
have to
wanna
be
know.
honest about it and
Yes.
say, have an honest conversation. Is that what you're into because it's just something that you've always been into? Then sorry, then you're not my
Yeah,
person.
because the person might take it, the wrong way. So I just wanted to know how a person would feel if, they're in the bedroom and that happens. It's
Yeah.
getting all whipped
And
and all of that,
another,
that you don't know if he meaning it or he taking it back to back in the day, like he wanna take it out on you and all that crap. Well, no.
yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah. So it ties into the other suggestion also of don't shy away from the topic of racism. You want to hit that on the nail up front.
Yep.
Okay, you want to talk about that topic, the issue of racism, to give you that deeper understanding of your partner and understand, why are you with me? Is it because of this reason, or is it just truly love? You got to
Right.
get into those issues. It's just like even within the same races, you have to talk about the person's motives,
Yes.
that you're of the person that you're with. It's the same thing whether you're white or black. I want to know what your
That's
motives
true.
are. What are you in this relationship for? What do you hope to gain from this relationship? They don't always tell you the truth, but you've got to at least address it,
True.
And we go back to the other thing. I want to just
Yep.
touch on these real quickly about we can't make assumptions about the other person's race, right? We were chatting about that before when we talked about um, using the term gal because you're Jamaican or whatever.
Right.
You can't make assumptions about another person's race. So, for instance, like an Indian, somebody from an Indian culture or race or ethnicity, just because they use curry a lot in their culture, you can't just assume that everything they eat is just curry, curry, curry. You've got to be careful with that and not make assumptions about that, because that could be offensive in your relationship with them. So, or a German. You can't assume that they're only going to eat sausages and drink beer and all, and all of that stuff. So again, you got to be honest about your
And it
discussions.
Yeah, and just like Jamaica, not all Jamaicans smoke weed. They swear
Exactly.
that all Jamaicans smoke weed. Right. So it's true.
Yeah. So you got to ask about their interests,
Yes.
discover what their interests are. Okay. So if they're not interested in the tying you up and all that stuff, Reese, then
Well,
okay.
that's all you got. That's what you got from it, tying up.
That's what I got from that.
I'm putting it out there for
And
people.
using those racial slurs during
Yes.
fights. That's just horrible.
Or doing
You
sex.
cannot do,
Or doing sex. I never thought
yeah.
about that. What Montana said. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that indicates some deep rooted stuff in
Deep
Montana.
root.
I'm glad you ran. You put on your running shoes from that dude,
Yeah,
because that indicates something else.
What?
yeah, very creepy. And I think sometimes with the fetish thing, a lot of people, especially white people, do not even realize that they're being racist. They don't realize that it's just a fetish and it's not really love. They don't care to understand the person. They just want to possess the person because of the way they look or the way they think they're supposed to be. Like one time I was dating a white guy after college, and a lot of white guys, they see me as exotic. because I don't look like, pure typical white girl or whatever. I mean, everybody always asks me, what are you? What are you? So white guys see me as exotic. And this white guy, like, at first he was cool. And then when he started getting more comfortable with me, he would come around me and he would do stuff like, I want you to cuss me out. What would you do if I just slapped you? How would you cuss me out? Like that would like really turn him on to hear me just like, talk in my native Cleveland language to him, which I guess was, exotic or ghetto or whatever he had it in his mind. And that, that really turned him on. So
That's another show.
yeah. Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
But some people, they don't even
well,
realize
I
they
would
don't realize they're being racist and fetishist. They think, they don't think.
I, I would definitely think if someone's going to get into an interracial marriage or relationship, they definitely have to do a lot of programming in their minds, because we're all human beings, and we've all either TV has formulated a lot of ideas, reading, education, our families. We even do it. Like if we see something, we'll be like, oh, we know a black person did that. You know what I'm saying? We do things like that. It'll be like, oh, a serial killer can only be
Yep.
white. We
Yep.
start, so that
Yes.
that too is stereotypes.
It's
So
true.
on both sides,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
on
true.
both sides. So there's a lot of programming that we're gonna have to would have to do. So if y'all see me with someone that's not in my race, y'all know I'm doing a lot of programming on this end.
I don't have no time for all of that. I really do. I want to be free in my relationship. I don't want to have to do all that. So I just stick with what I know. And it's not
Yeah, but
because
you never know, right? You never know when love is gonna hit you in the face like, bow, Reese, what you do now?
and then with
He
a
might
white
just
man, like
jump up in front of your face, and it
Reese
was
with
the
a white
last thing you expected.
man.
Last thing you expected,
But then
because you know what?
I'm gonna have to tiptoe
So
and
what do you do? You say no to him just because this man does, he crosses, he checks every box, for you, where he's compassionate, he's caring, he loves you to death, girl, and he does everything right. He's not perfect, because nobody's perfect,
right.
but he checks the boxes for you, and you didn't see him coming, but here he was, and you met him. Just because of the color of his skin, are you going to say, you know what? Mm-mm.
And this is where I plead the fifth.
See? No, I
Uh,
don't have to plead the fifth. I will answer genuinely and
uh,
say, listen,
that's a tough
if
one for me.
you, if for me, it's an easy thing. It is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But for me, if he is there and this is my person, I'm just going to have to accept him as my person, and we're going to have to work it out, honey. Because, to
Go
me,
ahead,
it
girl.
is worth
Go
it.
ahead, Carol.
Yes.
You with the
I can
swirl.
honestly answer that.
You with the swirl,
Yeah.
girl.
Yes, yes. It's like, listen, if you're my person, you're my person, and we're gonna face this together, because it's tough and it's gonna be difficult. I know it's gonna be hard, but and we're gonna face all the harsh criticism and the judgments and all of that stuff. But these are the things you're gonna have to put in work, and any marriage is gonna require work, regardless of what
Right.
race you're with or any ethnicity, even within the same race. It requires a lot of work and understanding, because people, same races, but you got financial differences of opinions and how you address things, and he spends way too much money, or he does this and he wrecks the marriage anyways.
Yeah.
So every relationship is going to require a lot of work anyway. This is just a little different in terms of the color of your skin and the history, which is a bigger hurdle to climb. But I listen, if he's my person, just gonna have to deal with it, because I'm not
Well,
giving up my person.
she's not giving up her person. But like what we say, relationships are really, really, they're really hard. Would you want to even go into something that's even double hard? Because having just a regular relationship, sharing the same types of culture, I personally would want somebody that we share the same type of culture. I won't, at
Hmm.
this point, I won't say never ever. I don't really see it, but I would prefer someone that we could share the same culture,
Right.
because certain, but it's already difficult just maintaining a relationship. Do I want that additional added stress?
Right. Right.
Because at in the back of
Exactly.
my mind, I would, would thinking like, also part of the way you're raised, what is that person motive? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Does this
Yeah.
person have my, my concern? And okay, especially if you're bringing children into a relationship, it's a lot of different
Yeah.
things. So would you treat your children different than my children? And it's just a lot. So
Really, it is
you
complicated.
better, yeah, you better love that person. Like she
That's,
said, don't
Yeah.
let go of a person.
that's why I may
Yeah,
stick
that's a
You,
to what
lot.
me
you
know.
better you
Stick.
better love that person. If you're gonna do it, you have to understand. You are so right, Zeba. It's like you've got to know that you love that person and you are willing to walk through the fire with that
You
person,
know,
if it's to that extent, because it is gonna be hard,
I
you
was
know.
watching this movie, the loving, the loving
Yes,
couple.
I
That
was gonna mention that too.
yes, that movie is good. I never trust me. You ever watching the Najeba? The couple from Virginia that
From
Yeah.
Virginia?
yeah,
No,
the
I saw
interim. You need to watch
Well,
that
right
movie.
now it's a movie on Netflix. My Netflix is already queued up to watch it because for this topic I've always wanted to watch it, but when I knew that we were going to do this topic, I have my Netflix already. I started watching it and I have it on pause. I have to finish watching it.
Good
So for
movie.
all the listeners out there, the movie is called Loving,
Yeah.
and that's the name of the couple. It was Richard Loving and Mildred Loving. They got
Yes.
married in on June 2nd, 1958, and they basically changed the face of interracial
Rachel.
marriages in
Yes.
this country
yeah,
Yeah.
because they got married in 1958, but
it
prior to
wasn't
that
even legal.
Yes.
it was very much illegal. Interracial marriages were illegal, and
And
all of that illegality, that case was Loving versus Virginia
yes.
in 19 the law was repealed in 1969.
Oh,
So
wow.
as of 1969, yeah, it became universally legal in the United States, in all the states, that you can interracially marry. But can you imagine, prior to 1969, it was
Woo.
not legal.
Yep.
Okay,
Crazy.
so it's that goes back to the question that was asked earlier, to say where's that coming from. It is coming from a long place of
And there
black
was a
women being
yeah.
upset to see black men marrying white women because of all of that history, that the challenges that we've gone through, that we weren't allowed, and it was specifically against blacks and whites. It's
But
not
this has
like it
been
was
good.
against Chinese and blacks and this and
Right.
that. It's specifically against blacks and whites.
But that has been going on a long time, even before 1969. You had a lot of celebrities that used to date white women that got flack for
Yes,
that. Sammy Davis
yes,
Jr., you know,
yes,
Quincy. Well, Quincy wasn't born back then, but you have a lot of entertainers that dated or married
yes,
white
yes.
women. So it's been going on a long time, and it was illegal then too. So
Yeah, it was
it's
very
good.
much so
Yeah.
illegal. Even though they married, I was reading about several of those couples actually, that they were married, but it wasn't recognized as legal. And I forget very prominent names too. I was
I
looking at
think
them that
Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge was one of those that was into white men. You know, she got married to a white man. So it
yes,
was a lot of them. Now, was that for
yeah.
opportunity? No, no. Was that for opportunity? As Montana said, are they with them because of what they can get? Back in the day,
No, no, Josephine, was it Josephine? The singer, the
Josephine
black
Baker.
singer,
Josephine Baker.
the
Didn't
prominent
she
black
move to
singer.
France or something?
She moved to
Yes,
Hmm.
France, exactly,
Yeah.
and she married a white man from, I think he was Jewish, French Jewish, at that time, because here in the United States, she even had a performance to do at the NBC and all that, and she got so much pushback and so much hate and racist hate in the United States that she decided to move to France,
Right.
but there it was more widely accepted, and she married a
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
white man, and they
Well, it's
had like
widely
8 or
accepted all over except in
Exit
America
states.
anyway.
That's why
Yeah,
Tina
in the
it's the
Turner.
United
only place.
States.
Yeah, this is basically really one of the states that really is not accepted, to be honest.
Right.
And that's why
Exactly.
Tina Turner moved to Europe.
Uh-huh.
Tina Turner's husband now he's a white guy,
Yep. And
So
she's always dated white
she
guys. Well, besides
after Ike.
yeah, after Madman Ike. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there is as you say, Europe and the other countries are more accepting to
Yeah.
us. So
Yeah, it is definitely a lot more difficult in the United States. But to your question, to say were they marrying because of opportunities, a lot of them were marrying for love, because they married even though it was not legal. And even though the struggles that they had to go through, that must have been love, man. I can't understand why
true.
that would not be
I would say
love.
more back then. Back then, I say
Yeah,
it's more for love. Now,
right.
I'm not going to say everybody, but I think some of it is for opportunity, and then maybe you might find a few now today in the 2020s for love. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say everything is for love. No, it's not.
Not
Not
even
now.
not even within our race is for love right now. For
Yeah,
within our own race,
exactly,
much
exactly.
less.
Right. So it's a
What I'm saying?
benefit thing. Who has more, or what you can get from that person because they're,
It's a
skin color. I
business.
hear it. And
It's a
everything like that.
business.
So
It's a
yeah, or
business.
Yeah.
business. Yeah, there you
Well,
go. So I
Yeah.
would say back
So
then it was all love. I say it was all love because, like
yeah,
you
I
said,
think
Karen.
before it was love, because it was so challenging to be together. For what they went through to be together, that had to be love, honey.
Of course.
You
Or
can't
she
tell
got
me different.
the loving lady, Mrs. Loving. She got locked up. She got locked up for this man, and he still
Yeah, they went
stood
through
by
a
her.
lot.
It really, So yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
that
on
was straight
Netflix,
love.
everybody. It was made in 2016, that movie, and it's a real story. It's called Loving. Check that out. Because they went through a lot, and that case, their case,
yes.
really changed the face of history in terms of
hmm
interracial marriages, etc. But I also want to tell you that the UK has the highest amount of interracial couples
Oh,
in
I
the
I believe
world.
say
that.
that. I
Yeah,
see
I
that.
know.
The
I know
UK.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
I
they
didn't
do.
know that, but when I looked that up, I was like, wow. So
Yeah.
Reese, maybe you got to go to the UK to go find your person.
You know what I'm saying? My white
No, I'm
man,
kidding.
my
I'm
white man.
joking. Because you got a husband.
well, you have
listen,
to
listen. When they say
remember that England too. You have to look at the geography because it's a lot closer to Africa than it is America.
Yeah.
So geographically, Africa is right there. There's a lot of um, immigrants that come from Africa,
yes,
as well as the Caribbean.
like
Now we
Iman.
have it in
Yes.
right, we have it in America, but not as much. But because of their geography, they come over there, and then as times change, they were a lot more open with the slavery issue. They were a lot more liberal. They're not that they had British slavery, but they were not as intense as American slavery. So I think a lot of that comes across with the lines, merging like friendships and things of that nature. So I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe I had to go to Bali. I'm thinking of different
Yes.
countries now
They,
as this
Yes.
goes on.
hey, hey,
Y'all
hey,
got me thinking.
we going to them. What was Iceland? Because I heard that Iceland, they don't know when they see a black person over there. We're like celebrities over there. So hey,
Uh-huh.
we got to go over to
Oh, you want to be
Really?
a
Iceland.
celebrity. Now talk about motive,
No,
ulterior
Tim, I know.
motive.
See,
There you
see, there you
go.
Yeah.
go.
Well, my
There you
Going
friend,
to
go.
my friend,
Iceland because you
Woo,
want to feel like a celebrity too.
woo.
yeah, my friend went to Turkey. When they did that cruise, like Turkey, Greece, and she said the men in Turkey wanted to sop her up. And I said, you know what? It could be the fetish issue, or, but it's so sad that they're like, oh, your black skin is so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And it's so sad that we have been taught not to love our black skin.
Yeah,
That they
I
had
just don't understand that. God, I
they,
just can't see
they
it.
said Yeah, that's so sad that they said,
It
I forgot
is.
the name of the author said that black women are only loved when they're little girls, but when they're adult women, they're no longer loved. Isn't that a very sad
What?
thing?
That
Wow.
is very sad.
No,
Yeah, but that's what we
no,
were
but if
talking
you
about
think
before,
about it,
right?
right, right. So that's what I'm saying. So my thing is, hey, I'm okay with the interracial if you love somebody, but my thing is that if we're not going to do that, if black women are going to suffer, because we're usually suffering economically, single motherhood, a lot of different things. Not if is that the cost of that. Now, if it's an even playing field and we can get rid of some of this racism and this colorism and all these other things that that haul black women up, sure, knock yourself out, go wherever you want to. But when you get to these things, they definitely have to address it. I just think it just have to be addressed.
I just think when they personally with, it doesn't matter. I say the same thing that you say. I don't really care who's really with whom, honestly, to be honest and
Right.
everything. But my thing is when these things become to the point that, because I hate to see when, if a black woman see a black guy with a white woman. I always hated that. You start problems, or you're saying things, or you're throwing words or throwing shade or whatever and stuff
That's
like that. That's something that we have to
inappropriate.
stop,
That's
because that
inappropriate.
finds a bit of insecurity. And I can understand where you're probably in a deep down, what you're feeling or whatever. But I just think that's a little bit too much, because I don't think it's her fault or his. I don't know. I'm just saying. My thing is, just because you see them out, you shouldn't have to throw shade on them or get upset and everything. And I think I see where some of them are coming from with that and all. My thing is, if you really do love each other and sincerely, that's, you're not looking at color and that's what they want, that's perfectly fine. My thing is, when the issue that I would have with the brother is when you are with another race, please, the only thing, and I have told a couple of brothers this too, just in general, just telling them, if you are with another race, there's nothing wrong. If that's what you want to be with and that's who you love, that's wonderful and it's great, but do not berate the black woman just because you want it to be with the white woman.
Come on.
That is the only issue
Absolutely.
that I have, and that's the only issue that you will have a problem with me. Because don't do it, because in every race, I'm putting out there, in every race, we have bad and good with women. It doesn't
Yes.
matter. It's
Yes.
not just black women, they're so aggressive, they're so oh, come on,
Right.
please. Okay? Because I've seen all other races and everything like that being just that way and everything like that. So it's not really a one race type thing. That's the only thing that I always address them and everything. But you know what? When I see them, more power. There's even people that I know that are interracial, and I love them both. And it's that's the only issue that I have. But that whole insecurity about seeing a black man with the white woman, I don't really care anyway. I don't. I'm in a whole nother world, so I don't even pay attention to people.
But you
That's
know what? It's on
Absolutely. And
both ends. It goes on both ends. Like Reese and I were talking in the group. Well, all of us were talking in the group. And as a teen or a young adult, I dated 3 white guys. Not slept with, but dated. And especially one I would never forget. One time we went to a restaurant, and it was in the suburbs or whatever, and just the looks I'm talking about,
yeah.
like, women stopped and put their hands over their mouths and looked at us like what are you doing? Why are you bringing her here? Or they didn't say it, they weren't so brazen as the examples that Montana had given, with them yelling and everything. But
Yeah.
we got stared at. We got stared at, and eyes rolled, and so
Yeah, you're gonna get that. That is something that they will do. I noticed that with other people, especially like with Caucasians, with if they do see a white man with a black woman, they will do that. I have seen that, staring at them. Um, but if I look at it like this here, if the two people, they're comfortable with each other, they're in love, ignore all that. I mean, it wouldn't even be, I wouldn't even care. If it was me personally, I was a black woman and I see and I'm with my white man and everything, and I see a white woman, she's looking at me like that, I personally say, what's the problem? I mean, why? Normally I probably laugh. Why is she looking at me like that? That's crazy. But I'm just saying, and it can become really ugly. It's terrible. I don't know if they really like. Are they
Yeah.
still like that now? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she was just
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh,
It,
was that
it
recently?
is like that. Yeah, and Montana gave
God,
some
it's so
examples.
wide and accepted right now. I thought maybe that by now
Oh no,
people get
my
over
dear,
that.
it is still going on. I mean, the George Floyd situation just happened. We are still in the thick of it.
No. I know
So
that part, but I mean with the interracial, it's so many. I
yeah, but
mean, it's
that's
a
what I
lot of
mean.
black
That's
women
these are
nowadays,
the
white men.
underlying reasons why it's still happening. All of that, because it's tied to racism.
Oh my God,
That's
aren't
what
they
it is
tired already
tied
of
to.
this? Aren't they tired of
It
this
that is
already?
what it is
Well,
tied to. It is a deep rooted issue, deep rooted concerns, and unfortunately it requires a lot to get over this. So it's not like it's a topic that is a subject that's just going to go away that quick, and just because we want to close our eyes and say it's not happening or just get over it. So it's going to take some time, but discussions like these help.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, and this is one of the reasons we wanted to tackle this subject today also, because we want to put it out there. The more people hear it and think about it and listen, we're hoping that it'll make somebody think about it and think twice. Listen, if you have an interracial relationship and you're in it for the right reasons and you love
Mm-hmm.
that person, you've got to go for it because it is coming from the right place. But
Right.
remember that there are challenges. Montana went through her challenges, that we were just talking about. But it's happening. And Zeba just talked about something else as well. And Styles talked about it as well. So it is going to happen, but you've got to understand and know that it's going to be hard because it's still happening. You walk out on the street hand in hand, people are looking at you, people are making comments, people want to throw hate your way and they don't even know you.
Yep.
It's really sad, but it's coming from those deep hatred that's been buried in some people for the longest time. And it's really
Yeah.
sad,
I guess that's true. That is true.
but
That is
again,
really sad because they need to get over it. I mean, this is going on and it's never going to stop. Interracial couples are going to always be there.
Yep.
I could
but
just
even
imagine.
before you go to the couple situation, even the other people who are throwing all that hate, you really need to. And it's funny, even the other day with all the current climate in the atmosphere that we are living in today with the George Floyd, this and that, and all the racist comment, it requires people to really take a good look at themselves and good look at their lives and some of the underlying hatred and understand where's that hatred coming from, right? And why. And you've got to do work to get past it. It's going to take a lot of work, and being able to sit down and listen to the harsh criticisms and the harsh truths, because, especially where Blacks are concerned, Reese, I know we said we're not going to go into this, but these are the deep rooted issues that Blacks have experienced for many, 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 many years. And that's where a lot of the
Yeah.
hatred is coming from. When a Black person looks at another Black person who's with a white person, but it requires a lot more work on both Black and white parts, to
Yes, it
get
does.
past
I
this
agree.
issue.
I
You know,
agree.
it requires, and you got to be open and honest to listen and understand what those issues are. Otherwise, we'll never get past it.
Yeah.
Right. And you got to be together. If you're there for the right reasons, then you'll be open to listen to, what's going on. If you're in there for the right reasons, if you're doing it for other reasons, then, it is what it is.
Yep. I
Yeah.
have too much.
And again,
I have too much stress, so I just stick with my culture and just keep it moving
Well,
right
me
through.
can't. Like I said, I don't business with nobody with the different race and everything like that. But me love my black man them. Me can't stop with them. I tell you straight. Me love them.
no,
See it there. Me just look on
but you
them and just
see,
say, Lord Jesus mercy. That's why them love you,
I
'Cause
love
you're
my
just sweet
Jamaicans.
and nice.
I
And
love
me
my
for tell you that.
Jamaican black men. That's
You know,
it. I
exactly.
I don't want nobody else
Exactly.
but the Jamaicans.
No money have to be with Jamaican man. You mad?
They give
Nobody does
trouble.
feel like them.
They
It
give
doesn't
trouble.
matter
They're
how.
controlling. They're disgusting. But I can't do without them. I
Yes.
love them.
You know
I
what?
loves them.
Real talk. Real talk. Have to be our Jamaican man.
Yep.
Them. No
Um,
sir.
You're saying some styles? Where's
Yeah,
the-
not to change the subject, and maybe you guys should do a show on this, or maybe we
Yes.
you know, me and Montana can do a show on this. But do you know, for that reason alone, there are a lot of lonely women because they
Yes.
refuse to date outside of their culture. My sister,
Talk
for
about it, Styles.
Absolutely. And that's what I
seriously.
was talking about
She,
earlier.
I just have
Yes.
to have a Jamaican man. But look from how long, 50 odd years.
How long you been waiting? Keep waiting.
Keep
You gonna
waiting.
wait
Keep
to
waiting.
dust off cobwebs.
Boy.
Pick up all like good men who are willing to give you everything that you say you want in a man,
Yeah.
just because he's not Jamaican, just because he don't rough you up like a Jamaican man does, not all
Uh-huh.
Jamaican men,
Right.
just because he don't
They don't have
like
that swag. They don't
No
got
man.
that,
You hear the thing now. Hear the
You're
thing.
waiting for
No.
the swag.
that
No.
Jamaican swag.
lonely. No, I'm telling you.
Well, you know what, Pat? That's where me and you differ because you
We
know I'm
know.
Panamanian and my ex-husband was Jamaican.
Oh
Right
Lord.
about now,
Here
I don't
we
even
go.
want to. I don't even want a Jamaican. I don't even want a Jamaican patty right now. So
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
Yo, our Jamaican man them put a bad taste in some
Yes.
woman's mouth. That's
Yeah.
real.
Yo, I like when the girls say, I want to date a Jamaican. Listen, date a
Exactly.
Jamaican, you need to go to class. You
You see
need to
that?
start a test. Because it's not easy.
No,
Oh, I love me.
no,
I love me some Jamaican. Listen. And then they come back.
Yes.
I can't stand them.
Listen.
I mean, I call the name. When I call the name,
Listen.
Najeba.
That's true.
Listen,
Najeba.
Yeah.
we can,
Oh,
but
Andrew,
listen,
there's
we can
American,
all testify.
there's
Pat,
white
I
man,
think you
but
need to-
Jamaican man
Pat, I
stands
need-
way over there so alone in them one class. You see there.
Wait a second,
No, man,
Najeba.
no,
Both
man, some
Jamaican
serious
men
man.
and women are tough. Both Jamaican
Yeah, man,
men
for real, real talk.
and women.
Hold
are
on,
Yes,
hold
tough,
on.
that's true.
Hold,
not just the
Jeba,
man.
Jeba, you
No,
said something.
Pat, I was saying that you need to teach the class because if you could survive,
Honey?
have Jamaican kids, then because I know my Jamaican kids, them damn near killing me. Okay, so if you could survive it, then you need to teach the damn class because if you could still be standing, no
Girl.
high blood pressure, and making it, girl, you're good.
And remember,
Good.
I'm with a Jamaican and he young. So I got it double. Okay? So I don't know how I'm gonna turn the alcoholic right about now. You understand?
Girl.
God bless you, Reese.
Listen,
God bless you.
Yeah.
all I ask for is prayers, cause honey, it not easy. I have to turn up strong in it, man. Turn up strong.
Not easy at all.
All right, it's not easy.
Mhm.
So the whole
Wait. So Montana, you also have your Jamaican experience. I want to hear from you, girl. You
You see, I'm
quiet.
being quiet. I'm the quietest in all right now. I am the most traumatized. I've been celibate a whole year and a half. I'm just traumatized from this whole experience. But it's hard for me because I
Yeah.
live and love dance hall. Dance hall is my culture, but I'm
Yeah.
not Jamaican.
Yes.
So imagine my difficulty when Jamaican men see me
Yes.
as this white girl. who
Montana,
doesn't
you
know
should have
anything
called
about
me. I would have
Jamaica.
told you to run.
Telling
Girl.
you.
Call me,
No,
Montana.
man, make you talk, man. Make you talk.
Najeba,
Run, mama,
listen,
talk.
Najeba bitter, all right? Yo, me and Najeba go way back, so we know where that come from. That's all.
But it's hard. I mean, I would love, like right now, I have a crush on two Caucasian men. One is in England and one is in Canada. I've never met these men in my life, but they both love dance hall like me, and they're not Jamaican. But guess who those guys want to be with? They want a Jamaican woman. So now, I'm over here like, I just give up. Dance hall is my
But you-
love right now.
But you
So.
Jamaican by
Let's move
injection.
on.
You Jamaican by
Right.
injection. So tell
Yes.
them that.
Maybe.
Yes.
Perhaps. perhaps, but
why,
Listen,
why,
indoctrinated. She is a Jamaican. That's right.
why
In her
is
heart, she is.
yes? Why
That's
is
it.
Styles so
That's all that
quiet?
matters.
Why is Styles so quiet?
No, I said
You know
they
I'm
want
messing with you.
Jamaican women. They want to make them go on. Make them go on because Jamaican women aren't easy. Them tough.
yeah.
They are tough.
Yeah,
You know
true,
what I'm
true.
saying? So make them go on and get their Jamaican
But
woman that
but
they want.
Styles, would you
Mhm.
date a Jamaican man?
I have twice. And I just left my better judgment. But guess what? Everything that happened to me during those things, during that time, I didn't, I never fret. I never bawl. I never cry. I never, because I knew what I was getting into. So
Right.
it didn't hurt me or deal with me the same way. My brother, my cousin them, my five brother, my five cousin them, my father, my every man in my life are Jamaican men.
So you were well warned.
Everyone. So I know exactly.
Right. So she know what she'll deal with.
Man,
Yeah.
trust me,
Wow.
it was a total choice when I dated the two that I dated. A total choice. So when them cheat on me, when them do what them do, all of that,
Jesus.
guess what? Me just bun them back.
Aye. Keep them on my style, like, you know. On my
I need to
style,
have my
like, on my
controller. I
style.
need to be
I'm
pressing my
talking
I
stop.
saw you for do it. How you get them back? I saw you for do it, my girl. I see them
That's
way on
funny.
these there too. But
And
Oh,
not
them back,
dry bun,
see
you
them
know.
way.
them
Not
not run up
dry
your blood
bun.
pressure. Them
Sweet,
not,
sweet bun.
No,
and them
what it said, bun for bun.
and them
Bun
Bun
can't,
for
for
bun.
bun.
and them can't
Yes.
take it. Them can't take it, you know. Lord,
No.
Oh my goodness. No.
They were born like baby.
what?
Yes.
Trust me. So
Cause
I
them
knew
can't take
exactly
it.
what I
Them
was
can't
getting
take it.
into.
Them
They-
And I
can't
would
take it.
never,
that should definitely
never.
be a topic. Dating Caribbean men. That would be a sweet
Bun for
topic.
bun.
What? So definitely. So
Mhm.
sorry,
Oh, my
Jamaicans, but
goodness.
I'm still your cheerleader. I still got you.
I'm your cheerleader too.
It's
Boy,
something
but
than
my
me.
bun you right back.
Well,
See them way. Me no business. Me sorry for them.
So for our listeners, because y'all know we got listeners all across the country. So for the people who don't know what bun mean,
Yes.
who's gonna explain it?
Cheating. Back.
Yeah.
Revenge. Get it back at you.
But
10 times worse.
you know what? In all honesty, I think that we could also be stereotyping because you cannot tell me that a whole group. Now it could be a large number, but you can't tell me a whole group. They gotta have some really good family men,
Where? In Jamaica?
maybe in Jamaican men.
I
They've
have
got to
yet.
have.
No man, you
I
do.
have yet. I'm sorry. I have
Reese,
yet.
Reese, put your brakes on. Don't say what you're about to say.
No. That's not true. That's
Don't
not
get
true.
yourself in trouble. Let me save you from yourself today, girl.
I'm saying I have yet to see.
Oh Lord,
I-
here she goes. She
you
insists
know,
on saying it.
I'm gonna say it.
What
I
you
have,
say it? Make sure you say it, man.
I have yet to see a man that is totally committed and don't cheat.
Wait,
Oh
in
no, I
Jamaica,
agree
a
with her on
Jamaican
that.
man?
Jamaica, I've never met a man that don't cheat in Jamaica. I'm sorry.
Well,
I have. What are
my
you talking
brother,
about?
That
Girl,
is what I'm
please.
saying.
my
I
other
have not.
brother,
Maybe the
my
kind of
other
guys that
brother
huh?
does not cheat. My other brother, he does not cheat.
I've never
He is
seen it.
so faithful. He is so, when I say this man, he's over faithful. He is really over. But he glance. He's human. He can tell if a
Maybe-
woman is
He's
attractive.
got
But
eyes.
We can't speak for
Well,
every man. We can't speak for
Exactly.
every man and say they
I
don't
can
cheat out
only
there. We can't say
yes.
that still. We
Maybe
can't
this
say every
maybe
man out there
not
cheat.
every
We cannot do that.
Jamaican man cheats.
maybe the
But
one
more
that
of them do.
Well, our friend could have probably keep them still a little bit. The corona keep your ass still a little bit. So
Yo, them upset,
that
them
could have
upset. Don't talk about
What?
the man who at home and everything. I
Uh,
have them wife and I have them woman
uh,
out the road. Them
what?
upset right now. I beer problems.
what?
But
Because
listen,
Anyway,
they gotta cash out their money and they can't get nothing in
It's-
return.
yeah.
They're social
Ah,
distancing. But the
uh,
rent still have to pay.
hey, hey, cash
they
at me,
upset.
sell me, cash at me. All right.
Them
So
boys upset.
maybe it's because of the type of men that I like. Maybe that's why I've never, what I come. I love my rude boy, them. I love my gangster, them, and whatever. Never, So it maybe it's because of the guys that I hang around. So as I said, I have never met somebody that never cheated on his peeps. So
well,
Well, the thing
well,
I think
we
she's right about that. It depends on the person who you're dealing with and everything. Because I'm not going to speak for all of them and say
yeah,
that all
Every
Jamaican
last
men
one, right.
cheat. I'm not going to say that because we can't speak
for
for that. But
everybody.
Reese is just
Everyone.
saying that the ones that she pretty much knows is pretty much like that and everything. But we can't say all of them are like that because there's not all of them out there like
Not.
that. But they put a
All
bad
right,
taste
Pat.
in
So
majority of them. Majority of them do
right.
cheat a lot. And I know from just an experience of somewhere, and a brief little scenario. I was at a party and the person was having a party, a birthday party, and everybody was bringing their woman to the party. Well, they
They
had the
real
camera guy
women.
that was
They're,
there. The
they're
camera
real
guy
women.
that was at that party, the camera guy was wondering why he wasn't at the party. So I asked the person who was throwing the party, why was the camera guy not here? There's a lot of couples here. He said, babe, don't ask me. I said, no, but I don't understand. Do you have to pay this guy? So he literally got a little upset and said, listen, the man them tell me not to bring the camera guy because everybody, majority, all the men in there was with a different woman. They wasn't with their wife. So I said, oh my God, are
Yep.
you serious?
Hmm.
He said, yes, that's why I'm gonna have to tell a cameraman, don't come to a big, nice party like that. So by just seeing it by experience, I know
And Kim love it.
majority of them
Kim
are
love the
like that.
limelight. Kim want the
Well,
limelight. She want the
can we
video.
say this, Reese? Can
Yes.
we say this within dance hall culture? Because remember, dance hall culture is not all Jamaican culture.
Mhm.
Within dance hall culture, you're going to see those things that Kim is describing.
Yeah, that's
But
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
outside of dancehall culture, yes, there are plenty of Jamaican men who are very committed to their wives, who are very committed to their families, who take care of their families. But let's stick
That's
that to dancehall culture, because within dancehall culture, I totally believe I totally believe what you said about him calling the cameraman and doing that. You know what
yeah,
I'm
he
Mhm.
did
saying?
it. Yeah.
It happens.
I was outdone because I never seen. I was like, that's crazy. Like seriously,
I wouldn't have been surprised.
I was just like, oh my God. And then to see and some of his brethrens with women that he was introducing me to. Next week, I'm seeing a different woman. I'm like, this is just
Yeah.
so
And
much
guess
mix up.
what
Like
you have to
everybody
be,
is with a
Kim?
different somebody. I'm just
Guess what
confused
you
about
have
that.
to be? You have to be the good sister who says nothing. That's me. That is me within my dancehall community. Because on Saturday night, no, I see them with the matey. And then
Right.
on Sunday, when they go to the park and barbecue and play soccer,
You see,
and when them a
wifey.
bring them picnic and them wife, guess what? I am the good sister that says, what's up to the matey on Saturday? And hey girl to the wife on Sunday.
Same way with me. The
Too
same
stressing.
thing.
You
The
have
same
to be
thing.
good sister.
that's really sad. But it's funny that this
And you
happens
never
in the
see any
dance hall.
DJ Montana just said you never see any wives, hardly ever see wives in the dance hall. You mostly see the mateys and stuff like that in the which is
Yeah.
true.
Because they
Which
have a
is
You
true.
know
double
that
standard.
You're right,
They
mama.
want their good woman at home. Their wife is
They're-
too good for the dance hall. They don't want her out
Exactly.
with the commoners in the dance hall. They want to keep her at home.
Yeah,
And
they
they
want
do
to
whatever they want.
exactly. They want to keep her home, embarrass her, disrespect her and
Yep.
the woman out there.
That's where
So
me.
like and try to make it seem like that's supposed to be so good. That's not
Listen,
good.
when you
Up
are
here
getting ready,
disrespect that man.
when you get ready to go to your dance hall, may I get ready to, may I get ready?
Right there.
May I get ready?
Exactly.
Right.
You may
That's
not
why
get it.
wifey for all. That's why
Yeah.
wifey for always stay looking good. Don't make you look like some
No,
whatever, and then get out the room look
no,
like whatever.
we may not
Okay,
end
you
up
out of
at.
No.
there.
Go ahead, Carol.
So that what I want to say is so that happens in the dance hall culture, but it just doesn't only happen in the dance hall culture, because I want to bring it back also to just even other races and other cultures. Let's say we're talking about even in the Indian culture or even in like the Asian culture, right? Chinese, etc. They have arranged marriages where the parents actually decide who you're going to marry. They tell
Yeah.
you and
Right.
you do it. Okay. You don't have a choice in the matter. You just marry whoever they say. You come home one day and your husband is sitting in front of you. That's it. You've never met this person before, and yep, you're married.
Who are you?
So
I'm your husband. Oh, okay.
yes, you don't have a
Carol's
say
right,
in
because
the
one of my
subject.
clients said that one of my clients said that too, and she's from India, and she said that too, but she said she refused to. I said, so how you end up marrying somebody from another race? She says, because I didn't want to hear what they have to say. I left and I
Right.
came over.
And in
She
some
wants somebody
culture,
else.
exactly, for her in some of those, like in Indian culture, and I've been studying it a lot, so that's why I'm talking about it. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
familiar with what I'm saying here. It's very dangerous for them if they decide to marry outside. It can
Yeah.
become very, very, very dangerous for them. So that's
Arabic
a
cultures
bold
as
move right
well.
there.
Arabic cultures.
Yeah. So what I was saying, to compare like the dance hall culture and this and that, in the other cultures, it could be because dance hall is probably just because they're just cheaters. But in the other cultures, it could be because of his arranged marriages. They don't have a choice. So the person who they're marrying, they don't know them, they've never seen them. There is no real love there. So they're going to be with other people because they
Oh,
don't
that
love the
okay.
person that they're with.
They don't know the
You know,
person.
they don't
Mm-hmm.
know the
Yeah.
person. So that is prevalent to have the wife at home and the mistress somewhere else because that's who they love.
Yeah.
So
Era.
we just have to remember it's different. And back to the whole, talking about interracial marriages and stuff, all of these deep rooted and deep seated issues. But before you go into the situation, you've got to make sure that you understand who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And it goes
Mm-hmm.
back to that, all those remedies and helpful hints and tips that we talked about before. And with that, it piggybacks into a statistic I want to throw out to you ladies, because we've been enjoying this chat so much. So there was a study that was done 1995, a national survey of family growth did a study to talk about how many 41% chance of separation or divorce in interracial couples. 41% of them will divorce, interracial couples, versus 31% chance of divorce in just regular within one race couples. So it's a higher percentage that they'll divorce. But what I want to mention is some of the reasons for that is what we just talked about today. It's more difficult when you have interracial. So of course the divorce rate is going to be
Yeah.
a little bit higher because it's so hard for them to stay together. That I just want to give everybody a picture, people who are listening, because some people might be wondering, will it work or will it not work? It could work. It's a higher percentage of divorce, but, or separation. But the reasons are everything we talked about today. And some of those are, again, I want to touch real quick before we wrap up, because these wonderful ladies, we don't want to hog up their time too much either. They're going to face some of the issues, challenges that they're facing, derogatory comments when they're in public, like Montana did, she faced. This is a big one. Loss of contact with friends and family that disapprove. Ooh, that is hard. Because if your friends and family do not approve and don't support you, you are alienated, okay, from your family whom you love. You get negative online comments and negative comments in the media. So that's like online bullying or something already, just straight up people bullying you.
Right.
You have to face the negative stereotyping. You're facing, like Montana, again, you're facing open hostility and intimidation. Some people will try to intimidate you. and they don't even know you. They send you all this hate stuff, hate mail, hate letters, or just straight up confront you, with hate, just trying to intimidate you, or you get rejected or disinherited from your family. So these are some of the very, very difficult, and then you end up having a sense of isolation. So Reese, that's you turning away your person because you're waiting on this Jamaican man to come along.
And if he's out there, the Jamaican man out there, trust me. Trust
So
me.
it's a sense of
Yes.
isolation because you're cutting yourself off,
Yeah.
But I'm being silly about that.
Yeah.
But these are some of the challenges. And if you're going to be in an interracial relationship, you've got to be aware that these are the challenges that you will experience. But if you're willing to work with that person, you've got to make those decisions and stick with it.
True. Well, thank God me all. I mean, I look for nobody else, but I guess, back then, if we had the show back then when I was in my 30s, I may have been with a white man right now. Never know.
Mm.
So,
And then
Well-
he would be up there talking about me. No, why don't you make on woman? It's too rough.
too rough.
I
Yeah,
don't know. Me have a white man after me right now, but him too old. Me don't know about that still.
but he made sure he may be the man of your dreams.
Boo. I don't think he can be able to manage me.
Lord.
Whoa,
Uh-oh.
you see that?
Oh,
That-
What do we consider old now? Because
Exactly.
if you're late 40s, what do you consider old?
40s
No,
old.
I don't want nobody no 60-something years old.
Mm.
I mean, that's not really old, but I don't want a guy
Did
that
you
old.
say 40 is old, Pat?
Hello, I'm a cougar. What the hell you expect?
See,
But when I,
Lucy likes
Me
them
no
wet
want, me no
behind
want
the
no
ears.
67-year-old man.
I
and,
like them, I love them
they-
young.
Yes, sir, me no
Young.
want no 60. Me no want no young, some like Andrea Alv and everything, a baby business, but me no want no
Third- no,
60-year-old man.
30
Yeah?
is good. 30 and
Yeah.
over is good. I'm only
No,
messing.
no.
No, if you get a man with that's 30, like 30, say hell, his kids are like 18 months old, baby mother.
No, no.
No.
My husband is 33. So what do you say about
You
that?
keep going down with that age. You told me he was 34.
Jesus,
I'm 33.
you lied. You lied.
I'm not talking about
Lie.
Listen, the
Lie.
cougar doesn't like a certain number, so she got to keep it,
33,
numbers
33.
up.
Go on, Andrea, with a baby business there.
You know
Andrea
what?
there, but
Yeah, my sister was like, listen here, man, how much pacifier you need,
exactly.
My mother
You
said,
got to keep it stocked.
gotta
Keep
keep
the
that stock.
pacifiers stocked in the house.
My mother said, she not bail out
girl.
of jail. She
You better
not
be
bail.
quiet because you're
No,
about to
man.
get in trouble.
No, sir.
I'm saving you all day today, girl.
Save me. Save me. Save me.
But you know what men do it all the time, and they
Of
don't see
course.
that no big
They
deal.
don't say nothing to
Men
the
do
old
it.
man. We love the young girl them. But as soon as an older woman love the young, nice, fresh guy, it's a big deal. I don't care. I'm a cougar for life. Brak, 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 brak.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm represented for all
Oh,
those
Jesus,
females that
mercy.
shy.
Well, you know what? As a not all men, because we can't say all. The
Right.
younger the men, if the man take care of his body, he can get because
Yes.
women get older, we get a lot more. I would say uninhibited. We get a lot more. I think you move into more of your sensuality and stuff like that, as opposed to when you're younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think an older woman and a younger man do make a good match, honestly.
Thank you so
Honestly.
much.
But the older
What?
man,
Thank you.
no,
So
they make a good match because you're secure in who you are, you're secure in your body, you're secure, you know what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
Hey, you can put it on the table. When you're younger, it's a lot different. And even if you know what you like and what you don't like, an older man may not be able to give it to you.
Thank you very much.
So,
Listen, I
so-
didn't say that, but no, sir, not that young. No. But no, I'm not
Not-
saying Andrea. That's Andrea's preference. I'm
thank
just
you.
saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
after a while, we have to start babysitting them. We don't have time for the babysitting business.
Well, the
Me
one
not there for the
with
picnic
the
business.
one
Me
with me,
not there for the picnic business.
the one that I have is a whole rough, tough thing. Me
Well,
not
no, Dre is a little bit different.
Dre is an
Dre
old
different, but
soul.
you got a lot of older women who have those younger guys that act like you that they have to pacify them and everything like that. That's because he's different.
I get on the breast milk, don't. No, sir.
Well, that's a whole nother show, ladies. So we'll be,
Hey,
that's a whole nother topic.
Carol is like, Carol is like, what the hell is going on Let's Connect?
Yeah,
Exactly. You know, Carol,
I'm bring y'all back.
It's end
Carol,
of,
do that to
listen,
Carol.
this is the last show of the year, and this is how we gonna wrap it up, okay?
Hey, do your thing, girl. Do your thing, girl. I ain't mad at you.
Carol is like, what the hell did I get myself into?
I'm like,
I
wait
know,
a
right?
minute.
No, she had to
But
pick
we're
up
still
her
keeping
glasses.
it
She
PG,
said,
Carol. We're
Jesus.
still keeping it PG,
I'm like,
Carol.
Carol, what you need to do,
like what?
Carol, what you need to do is have a little drink before you come out on Wednesdays, so you
I
can.
know, right? Girl, I need to have something so I can deal with y'all. That's funny. Oh my goodness.
From interracial to cougar life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
So we
never
just
know.
jumped off of interracial to now talking about being cougars.
Wow.
That's why I love Let's Connect. That's how we connect, boo. Okay.
You know, I mean, hey, listen, we are connecting, so there's nothing wrong with it. And like we said, we're not judging, we're just having fun. It's the last show of the year, so we're just chatting right now, and I love it. But I want to respect the ladies' time, so we chatted.
Thank you guys
today.
for joining. Thank you guys, Styles, Najeba.
Your ladies are awesome.
Thank you guys for joining.
Really, you guys are you ladies. I shouldn't say you guys. You ladies are the best.
Yeah, you guys are awesome,
we
man.
love you for coming on and just chatting with us and sharing your story because it's important. You know, and I love the fact that you guys, you ladies, let me stop saying you guys, such a bad habit. You ladies were honest and real, honey. Yes. I loved it.
Real talk.
Thank you for having me.
That's how we moving into 2021. We coming with the realest.
Yep.
No sugarcoating. Just real and raw. That's just how it is.
I love that. Real and raw. Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Well, real. I don't know about the raw so much because maybe Montana can highlight us a little more on her show. But
yes. If you check out Montana show on Mondays. Dancehall and what again? Dancehall and
Sex and Dancehall every Monday right here on Night Turn Radio from 9 to midnight.
And then we have Styles on Fridays. I love Styles show, man. I be always up on there. Styles have some good topics. And she's on there with Montana on Fridays from 6 to 9. Right?
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys.
We wish you ladies all the best. I love that we did this today. Let's do it again.
Yes, we have to.
Again on other topics. This is amazing. More women should come together and do stuff like this. It's amazing.
Jiba, thank you for the support and supporting your crazy friend.
Oh, always. I love it. I enjoyed it. I did absolutely no work.
Of course.
Did you really think we would let you work right now?
Seriously?
I was trying to do some work. I'm over here swinging in the chair, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it most definitely.
All right, and make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's Connect, where you'll see any episode that you missed. You actually will see the whole episode on YouTube. So subscribe. All right.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys.
Tell people about us too, about the Let's Connect show on your show as well. So we'll chat about you guys. You guys chat us up too. People can check us all out together. But this is going to be on our YouTube channel, Let's Connect. And I'm getting some audience comments. People are like, where can we find it? Where can we find it?
Yes.
So, that's awesome. Awesome. Interested. Love to hear that.
All right, girls.
Yeah.
Take care. Thank you guys so much.
Take care.
And Happy New Year to you ladies.
Bye-bye. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love
That topic went otherwhere,
Yo,
other
it went from
places.
interracial to dating Jamaican men to I love it.
My God.
I love
The
it.
cougarism.
The cougarism. I love
And
it.
it ended in cougarism.
Hello. And you know what?
Cougarism land.
We're gonna do a show on cougar life, okay? All right.
Watch this.
Of course.
So now nobody chatting now?
Nah.
Watch out.
I love cougar life like I love Starbucks.
Me know that. Me know that.
I love cougar life like I like chicken wings.
Yes.
Oh,
well, God
man.
knows, didn't she really love? Because she love us some chicken wings.
I love me some.
Me know what you done run the wings on her back.
Oh my God.
Me know me to see them in the back. Some little wings in the back of flap.
Wings.
You see, Andrew fly away here.
Uh-huh. But yeah, it was good. It really hit some topics. It was really,
yeah, it did.
We got some inside real personal experiences.
Yeah.
With the dating. So unfortunately, I was not able to participate that way because believe it or not, I've never dated outside my race. So
yeah.
Hey Denise. Sorry guys,
so it is it's an interesting topic, and it's a lot of people are interested in it, and a lot of people have been going through it, so of course we had to chat about it. It's the end of the year. We talk about the real stuff, what everybody is experiencing, what everybody is going through. So it doesn't make any sense to hide from it. We might as well put it out there. And
as Najeba said, we keep it real and raw. I love
it.
That's gonna be my thing for this year. Keeping it real and raw.
Yeah.
Raw and
God's,
real.
Yeah.
Carol is like, Lord, please don't let her keep it raw.
Yeah, I'm like, let's do the real. This? I don't know about the raw.
We're talking about keeping it raw. Let's help keep the skin together. Let's get going because I got a 6 o'clock appointment.
All right. Good. Do your thing.
All right.
So I'm just gonna 15 minutes.
Yes, because I have to be off, and you got to get the other 15 minutes, because I have a 6 o'clock. Anyways, I just want to say Happy New Year. I know we haven't reached there yet, but we're about to reach there if God's will. I just pray that we do. We're just about there and it's a new year coming up, and different things are coming up. I'm not going to get too much into that, but as far as nothing changes from 2020 as far as the skin, but just taking good care of your skin. Andrea, I do have to compliment you today. You look very radiant. Your skin looks very radiant.
Good. I mean, I wear glasses.
Oh, maybe is that it?
You know what? Thank you.
Is it the iPad Pro?
Actually, it must be the iPad Pro.
No,
I'm glowing. I am glowing.
You look glowing, though. I feel what props do.
I feel good. I feel good.
That's very good. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. Well, anyway, just Andrea's skin is looking nice and glowy, so we would like to have that skin looking like that, and to get that that skin to glow nice and glowy and hydrated. We still want to stay because we're still in the fall time. So I'm briefly just going to tell you some of the different type of facials to get during the time of going, because January is January. We're still into the fall and winter. Fall here in Florida and winter up north. So different types of facials like hydrofacial, which is a facial that actually pushes water into the pores, hydrate and cleanse and exfoliate and pull out all kinds of blackheads and all. So very refreshing facial, great facial for the fall time because it really hydrates, just like what the word is hydra, it really hydrates that skin. Another facial that is really good to also too, if you're going to get facials somewhere, is a paraffin facial. Something that I am going to be offering in here starting for the new year, and all paraffin facials are amazing. So if you ever had a paraffin hand treatment, and all. Well, think about your face and remember how your hand is once you get that paraffin, and that's actually pushing, keeping, secluding moisture into the skin and keeping your skin nice and hydrated. So these are great treatments to have even in the new year, for January. That's one of the reasons why I'm offering it too, well, in the salon as well. Vitamin C brightening facials are also good because vitamin C also is a hydrator. People don't realize it. Besides it being, vitamin C, it's a hydrator and moisturizes the skin. Besides brightening the skin, it does, hydrate the skin. So vitamin C is another facial that helps with dehydrated skin. Deep treatment revitalizes your skins and the metabolism of your skin also too as well. It boosts your skin's natural healing power also too. So you get amazing results. That's one of my most popular treatments here in the treatment room. Aromatherapy, therapeutic treatments, facials are also good too. I offer those as well here in my salon. Those are great facials that you want to get also in the fall time as well with essential oils. Those hydrate your skin, a lot of the different types of oils and everything. So aromatherapy more to de-stress the skin. That was something that I offered in June. The distressing facial, which was part of the aromatherapy line. And also that's a great hydrated the skin because a lot of people was getting, that's why I offered it. A lot of people was getting dry having the mask here. So absolutely amazing facial to open back up the salon with. And that was the distressing facial, which was part of the aromatherapy line. Pumpkin facials are great too. They're hydrating. Those are another facial that is also good if you can get a moisturizer with pumpkin in there. If you get a treatment with pumpkin, those things hydrate your skin as well, helping with exfoliation. So it brightens the skin. Another popular treatment in here helps with moisture retention, has vitamin A and C, and great for our anti-aging women because it has tons of antioxidants to the skin. Another facial that I'm offering to in here, which is not really new, but it's new because I didn't have it in, and it's in here now, is the oxygen facials. The newest facial that's been doing its thing right now, and that's putting it on, and my clients are freaking out about it because it's amazing. You're putting it on and you're feeling the bubbles. It's foaming. It's like a big bubble bath on top of your face. So you have like a big white puffy face. It's oxygenating that skin and all, and really eating up all of that. It's just like putting a breath of fresh air in your skin. So leaving your skin radiant and hydrated. That's a really great treatment too. Collagen facials are also another one that's really good for this time of the year, for December, January, February. Great facial also for, for hydration and all. Glunolactone. Now that's something that I wanted to bring up to some people and kind of let them know what that is. Basically, glunolactone is a ingredient that is a brightener to the skin, but it also is done intravenously. That's going to be offered in my salon as well. That is by a nurse that's going to be able to put that in, but it actually helps with hydration and brightness to your skin. So getting it intravenously, that's really good too. Those are another hydration facials also as well. What was I going to say? So basically, that's pretty much just keeping your skin nice and hydrated, making sure you're drinking lots and lots of water. It doesn't matter if we are in the fall or whatever, but you gotta drink lots and lots of water and keep your skin nice and moist and hydrated, because that's the only way that you're gonna not have, dehydrated skin. So if you notice that if you're not drinking a lot of water and you feel that you're putting moisturizer on your skin, you're thinking that it's something that worked, and all of a sudden now you have to keep putting oils on your skin, that means you're pretty much dehydrated. So you want to pretty much kind of, just make sure that you're, hydrating your body with a lot of water, making sure you're using the right cleansers that have moisture in them, moisturizers. You don't want to forget those things. So those are something that these are facials that you pretty much want to look into getting if you're going to see an esthetician and you're going to a spa, and so you can have. So that is what I'm saying, ending the year, going into the new year, with great things, starting, if God's will, next week and everything. And we'll talk about some new things, some new treatments, some new different things next year, for your face and what's going on out there in the wellness world out there, the health and wellness world. Thank you guys.
Okay,
All
dokie.
right.
Thank you for that, miss. And I just want to ask you, you're trying to tell me
Mhm.
my skinny look popped down the other week, them?
Lord Jesus have mercy. You're there now and everything. You see? And everything.
I joke, man, make.
Some people,
Carol, go
some
on.
people
Carol,
can't
Carol.
take a compliment, right? Some people can't take a compliment, right?
Them in the outfit taker. Exactly. Even if it is the iPhone people them doing something to your skin, still take the compliment.
All right. All right. I'm only messing with you. Thank you for
Oh
that,
God.
Yes.
Kim.
This is great.
All right. So
All right, Carol.
so that was our health and wellness
Yeah,
segment. And so now,
absolutely. Skin hydration for the winter time,
That's
people.
it.
All
We can't
right.
stop
Make
talking
sure
about it.
that you are hydrating, hydrating, hydrating. And like I said, I've been trying to do more of that lately myself. So thank you for reminding everybody. And again,
Yes.
Kimberly, if you want to give them the information to your spa so they can come see you or call you.
Yes. Kimberly's Glam Spa and Boutique in Coral Springs, Florida, 754-281-2763. If you want to take a look at some of my work, it's Kim's Glam Faces on Instagram. If you're going to Facebook, it's Kimberly Murphy. But mostly you'll see most of the pictures on Instagram, which is Kim's Glam Faces. And I'm right in Coral Springs, Florida.
all right,
Awesome.
there you have it.
Thank you.
And so
There you have it, people. So, yes, Miss Reese.
no, I was just introducing your segment now. Then we're gonna
Hmm.
turn it over to Miss Carol.
Go right ahead, guys. I'm just catching the garbage guy. I got to put this garbage out. I hear them out there. I'm listening.
Yes, yes, yes. So we are now at the point where we chat about voiceover because, as you know, every week I bring you something about voiceover. And my name is Carol Tanya, and I'm a voiceover artist. I am the founder of a voiceover company called Lights Action Voiceover. And what this is really is just, as I say, every week is putting voice to some video or other content to make sure people can hear what you're saying. It's okay if you're doing a product promo, a promotion or something, and you use just music and video. But it adds a little extra if you want to explain what your product is all about, what your business is all about, what your goals are all about, by adding voiceover. Voiceover is in every industry. You'll find it in the movies where you won't see the person talking, but you can hear what their thoughts are. That's called voiceover. People sometimes do it for fun where they do voiceover to animals. I love some of those, by the way. I spend a lot of time watching those because they're so funny. Um, Also, voiceover for a professional voicemail system. A lot of us do not have, we have a business, but our voicemail is not a professional voicemail system. It can be done. My services are quite affordable. So reach out to me, Lights Action Voiceover. Perhaps you just want a professionally done voicemail system that tells your clients who you are, what you're about, what your service are that you offer. Um, Documentaries, they have voiceover because how interesting would it be if you're sitting there watching a documentary for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, an hour long, and it's just a bunch of moving pictures or video of different animals and you never know who they are, or you have to spend the entire time reading. So voiceover adds that element to it. All right. To make it more explanatory, make it more enjoyable, and to make it easier for whoever your customers are that you're trying to attract. Okay. And I've been spending some time recently. I just wanted to say this real quickly. We're coming up to the end of the year. We're starting a new year. And don't be afraid to learn new things, try new things. I have been working on, and Reese, do not ask me to demonstrate that right now.
Okay.
So please.
Okay.
I've been working on, different accents and characters and stuff like that. Those are all a part of voiceover. So when you watch a cartoon, Bart Simpson or any other show you see on TV, those cartoons don't actually have real voices. So somebody is sitting there doing that voiceover to all of that. Your commercials that you see on television or you hear on the radio, those are voiceover. All right. And I just wanted to explain, to tell everybody, because that's the question I get all the time. What is voiceover? What do you do? That's what I do. I use my voice, read books, audio books that you're driving around in your car, or you're at home and you don't want to actually read a physical book, but you want to read it on perhaps on your Kindle or wherever you're listening. That's a voiceover, me reading a story to you. Okay. And I have been spending some time to just learn new skills, learn new things in terms of the voiceover. And it's all for you to make myself better. All right. So with that, the only thing I'm going to play, I played it for you before, but I'm going to play it again, just sort of, it's related to the topic we did today about interracial relationships, etc. This piece is not having to do with interracial relationships, but it has to do with a Black museum, a Black art museum for Black artists. And it just over 100 years of history of the different Black artists and what they've gone through and how they've transitioned into their art and learning about them. But you can visit this museum virtually. And I just want to play you the voiceover that I did to promote the museum. Right?
Sorry. Uh-huh.
Can you open it up?
I said, I want somebody to get this job.
Well, you think by now you get used to it, right?
I was going to say, I would think by now she mastered it.
I don't want to have this job anymore. Here you go. Here you go.
Can you back it up from the top, please? Thank you.
In another world. Join us in our gallery and learn about critical Black historical movements and events over the last 100 years. And do it through art. Find yourself among the protest marches. Find yourself among the protest murals. Never before have the most crucial paintings to Black history all been in one place. We believe the best way to tackle racism is through education. This is our protest. This is our gallery.
All right.
So that was a little, if it was a little difficult for some of you to hear, don't worry. We will put the link to, because we're playing it through our Zoom right now for you. So it might be a little bit hard for you to hear. Once we post this Zoom of our radio show today, the link will be there for you to check it out and you can get a clear, uninhibited view and sound of it. And I promise you, it will sound better than what you're hearing right now. You're having internet and connection issues hearing this right now, but you can go directly. The link will be there for you to click on it and check it out for yourself and actually even visit the museum. So my voiceover is there just talking about it as the promotion for the Black Art Museum. All right. And again, the name of my company is Lights Action Voiceover. You can find Lights Action Voiceover on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and reach out to me. My email is lightsactionvoiceover@gmail.com. lightsactionvoiceover@gmail.com. Reach out to me if you want to get your professionally sounding voicemail done. I am here for you. You want to get a radio promo done? I'm here for you. We had so many radio DJ ladies on the show today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. So I want to be doing radio promos for all of them.
Ah,
That's
You
you
know,
can pitch
and
to them.
yes. So for everyone who has any kind of business, voiceover adds to it. Like I said, your voicemail, your radio promos, your clothing, shoes, whatever, your spa, whatever you're doing. To if you're doing a little promo for your business or a commercial for your business, you want to advertise. This is about marketing. So I'm here for you. Lights, action, voiceover at gmail.com.
gotta get the camera for real.
All right,
Every week,
peoples.
every week you say so.
If you
Every
say
week
one
she
more, if you
said,
say one more, if you say one more word, you but then the back. Right there,
You
the
go,
back.
every
go
week.
like,
Me know say me say
I'm gonna
me.
back you up on that, Reese.
I
Every
try
week she said that.
every week. One
Move, move.
day,
Come on,
one
over
day,
here.
Carol. One day.
Yeah.
One of these days, right?
And the
Shut up.
day that happened, we're gonna have a big old party.
Oh,
All
All
Lord,
right,
right.
you're
that's
weird.
funny.
So we're like,
Get with Carol. You see it
uh,
there.
we
It's gonna rain and hailstorm and everything that day.
Oh
when you
God,
see the
come
news
on, God.
report,
Andrew know better already too. Andrew know better. And Andrew know how my style
you
is
know
already.
I
She know
gotta
see me I
pick.
get there.
You know I gotta pick on you every week. You know that,
I know,
Hey,
right?
right? So we're 10 minutes to coming off the air with Let's Connect, the last show of the year, and I just want to say that next week I will be announcing my newest project that I have. So I will
okay.
not announce it this week until next week, right? And I'm excited about it and everything. So y'all have to tune in for that. And I still have the work bar. We're still going on with the work bar. Um,
Great.
anybody, as I said, anybody wants a workspace, they want that peace and quiet. I know we all working from home, but I can attest that working from home 5 days a week, trust me, sometimes I have to get out and go in the office for a little peace of mind. You get more work done. So
Yep.
that's what I offer. Any events coming up, pop up. Actually, there will be a pop up event February, the week before Valentine's. We're looking for vendors for a 2-day pop-up shop that's gonna be held at the work bar. And that's for anybody in the South, in Florida, Broward County, Miami, or Palm Beach. It's a good time to come down and showcase your items just in time for Valentine's. I went in the store the other day, the day after Christmas, and they have Valentine's stuff out already. Like
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? So this is a good opportunity to showcase your items, your products, get that Valentine Day sale. People are people are buying, right? So it's $50 for a table. If you choose to do 2 days, it's $80. And it's going to be February, what is it? February, I have to come with the dates. Sorry, February 6th and 7th. So if you want to be a vendor, you can give me a call at 954-809-4931, and that's the pre-Valentine pop-up shop, right? So that's one way of showcasing your items. Another thing that the work bar does, we hold meetings, workshops, whatever. You can come and check it out. You will receive a complimentary day to check it out, to feel it out, to see if it's something that you like. So that's what I'm offering, a complimentary day from Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock. You can use that complimentary day. Come in, do some work. It comes with refreshment, tea, coffee, snacks, water. You get access to phone, fax, printer. All you have to do is bring your laptop. All right. So
There you go.
that's the e-girl Friday work bar. All right.
Awesome.
And
Awesome. Awesome.
one more thing, we are having January 15th is a hip hop paint and sip party part two. If you missed part one, you can come to part two. It was really nice. and we're having it again January 15th, which is a
No. Oh, January or February.
January 15th. No, January 15th, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's called the part 2 of the hip hop paint party from 7 to 11. Nice way is limited. Only a certain amount of people will be there. You have to wear your mask. It's not gonna be overcrowded. It's just a small, intimate. Get out the house, couple hours, do your thing, and we back home. All right. So
Nice.
that's what we have for this week. And also, as usual, I'm always asking for sponsors. If you like our show, if you not like, because I know y'all love our show, please, please, if you would like to donate, because it takes money to run a station, and we prepare every week for you guys to be entertained. We don't want you to be bored, so we, do our thing. And we would love if you have a business out there or just want to sponsor us, feel free to contact Carol because Carol don't like to beg people.
You set me up right now. Look at you.
Carol put me to beg because she's too stush for beg. Not me.
yeah, God.
She's setting me up right now, man.
Yeah. But we would love to
Oh,
donate. If you love what you hear, you can donate. We're gonna actually put our PayPal information on our website, and you can just click on it and donate to us. Let us know that we're doing a good job. Let us know what you want to hear, what we could do better. We want your feedback because we want you guys to be happy, and we want you guys to tell other people about our show. Right?
yes.
Hit us up on. We have Instagram at Let's Connect, and that's with a K. We have our channel on YouTube. Anything you missed, you'll find it there, full episode. We want you to subscribe so you can hear that ding, ding, ding when we post something on there. All right. So as always, we appreciate your support. We love that you're telling other people about our show. And I'm confident this year we're gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Here's me. We're gonna blow up because we have some interesting topics that we're gonna talk about. We just gonna let it flow, and we just gonna keep you guys entertained. All right. Any suggestions you want to talk about a specific topic? Let us know. We are open to everything with you guys. All right. So that's about it. And I hope you guys have a happy new year.
That's it.
Yeah. So you want to wrap up?
That is truly, truly wonderful, everybody. We have had an amazing time with you all. Amazing. And we love it. Like we said, every week, Wednesday is like the highlight
Yes.
of the week. We love being here.
I can be feeling crappy, and just to know that the show is coming around on Wednesday and I get to act the fool, I love it.
Get to act the fool. See, that's the operative phrase right there. I get to act the fool.
Well, at least she admitted it.
No, I love to make people laugh,
Oh, she is honest about it. Oh, yes.
You know what? I used to be real quick. I used to be like not wanting to tell people or show people who you are. Be authentic and don't care what people.
No, be yourself.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be yourself.
People are always gonna talk, right? So what the hell? Just be upfront and be like, I like to act the fool. I like to make people laugh. And that's it. Keep it moving. So that's what. And
exactly.
Yes. So that's my thing.
We have to be who we are.
Yep.
We're all different, and we just have to embrace who we are. I certainly do. This is me.
And
I've got to embrace it.
Yeah.
There you go. So you embrace it and you move on.
Don't let anybody stop you from being who you are. And I learned that late in life because I was a people person. I had to please Carol. I want everybody to like me, so I'm gonna please them. And I'm like,
yeah,
it ain't working because I ain't pleased.
No, and that's a good tip for going into the new year, people. You really have to focus and concentrate. If anything was holding you back before, work on some of these going forward, on being yourself. Do whatever you've got to do to make sure that you are yourself. You're not adopting somebody else's idea of who you should be. Do your best. Like we said,
I
sometimes it's challenging
yes,
depending on culture and races and all of this stuff, because there are challenges. But in order to be truly happy inside, you have to find out who you are and never stop learning, never stop achieving that, higher understanding of you, your purpose, what you should be. It's hard. It's
It
going to be
is.
difficult.
I on my
And I
I
just,
still don't know if I know who I am yet, but I'm not going to stop trying to find out.
right. And as I said on
exactly.
my other show, the Soul on Kim, because this have to relate to you too. On my show Saturday or Sunday, I was saying instead of every year we say we're gonna lose weight, we're gonna do this. Let's dig deep inside our soul. Let's do a inventory of ourselves, our soul, and change something that will make an impact. And I remember you keep saying, Kim, be consistent, and that's what I'm going to work on this year because I'm not consistent. And that is what I'm going to work on this year is being
and here's the thing, and here's the, sorry to cut you, Andrew. And here's the thing, that's a great thing that you came up with, and that's a great concept that you're going to do. And that's something that at least you put in your head that you want to work on. And we all have some things that we want to work on and everything. Consistency is just one of my biggest words, one of my favorite words in the vocabulary, because it works. And when you're consistent, you get things done. Everybody knows. So if you're being consistent and you see results, you get things done, you see results. And that's one of the things that I wanted to say for the last 2 minutes going in about the health and wellness, us being just women. But I am going to focus on my Black women, and I'm not just going to do this to
we have 1 minute.
just exactly. Oh gosh, hush. So anyway, so I'm going to focus really quick on our Black women and everything. We need to be a little bit more better with taking care of ourselves. We're going into the new year. Let's start being consistent on taking care of ourselves, getting into our health and wellness. We need to make sure we do our checkups. We need to make sure that we go and go and get us a facial, go get us a body treatment, go do something that's have pertaining to the health and wellness part of your life. Reading a book, taking, that's all part of health and wellness too as well. Taking some time for yourself and everything. So going into the new year, and I'm going to be bringing up some of those things also too, going if God's will. I always have to say that because we don't know what's going to happen for the next year, if we're going to see. We have 2 more days if we're going to see January 1st. So if God's will, when we see the next year, if we do see the next year, and if we see the next show that's coming up and all, that is something that we'll be bringing up again and everything. So everyone, happy new year. Blessings to everyone out there. Be safe on that January 1st, and think about your health and wellness to everyone.
So with that, I want to piggyback off of that and say, Kim, if you could maybe go into that a little bit more in our next show, because next week, our show that we're starting off, this is going to be our first show of the new year, people. So come on back, be with us, because we're going to be talking about, the topic will be the road ahead, a different approach. Okay, so that's what our show will be called, The Road Ahead, a Different Approach. So what we're going to be talking about is some of what Kimberly just mentioned in terms of how to take care. We're giving you tips on different things that we've already even touched on throughout 2020. But we're going to give you, and if you haven't addressed them yet, here's where we start, right? For 2021, let's help you get it into gear, start early. We're not doing any New Year resolutions. We're doing planning. We're doing goal setting, goal planning, all right? Something feasible, so help you make a plan going into 2021 and looking at the road ahead. All right, so come be with us next week. It's going to be informative, educational, and fun as usual from Miss Reese over here, who's going to be cutting up as usual.
Vision board. I love I'm starting my vision board this week. Whatever, Kim. I don't care what you say.
Been a while here. Nothing. I'm not saying anything. All she have to call my name, Carol.
Carol,
she knows why she calling my name, but
yes. So you know what, people, come on back. We are here every Wednesday from 3 p.m.
Go on with your vision board, Reese. Go on with your vision board. Write it down. Go on.
We're going to be doing that next week. But thank you, everybody, for hanging with us this week from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We are here every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love you for being with us. As usual, we are called Let's Connect, the show where you find
More compassion,
more empathy,
And less judgment.
Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
bye.
Thanks, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year, guys.